You're about to learn secrets. Elon Musk is the face of Tesla, but the company was actually incorporated by
Hello everyone, welcome to the stream. Sorry, you probably got a little sound bite of something we're going to be covering later. Welcome to the stream, everyone. I hope you're having a wonderful Thursday. Today's Thursday, isn't it? Let me take a look. Thursday, it sure is. Welcome. I hope you're all having a wonderful day. Welcome, let's see who's here. Bailey Quinn, Mock Turtleneck, Zerwin, Honeybear Ghostly, Bailey Quinn, I already said your name. I'm not going Tox. If we are here, Mr. Wizard 128, Sushi Mom, welcome, as always. Balthazar, Death Lee, Bumble Homestead, King Fanny Pack 1000, Owlboy 17, the Maru Sama, welcome. If we are here, thank you for gifting 10 Tier 1 subs. Wow. Thank you very much. You're like helping support the stream, and I appreciate that, as always.
There's nothing funny about the tools of capitalism.
If we are here with 100 bits, oops, my finger slipped and hit the gift sub button. It happens. Thank you. My hair's pretty fucky today, but, it is what it is. We can work with it. Welcome Arcana Stamper Blackwell, Towing 24, Dream Scythe, Cupcake Chaos, Lucas Dawn. I think that's most people here. I'm sorry if I missed you. Welcome all others.
There's nothing funny about the tools of
Oh god, McClippy, thank you for gifting 5 Tier 1 subs. Are we gonna get a hype train? I'll wear so many hats so you don't have to see my frizzy-ass hair today.
There's nothing funny about the tools of capitalism.
Mr. Wizard with 25 bits, thank you very much. Oh yeah, Pride Month's over, so they're done doing the Pride emotes thing. That's sad, I liked that. That was fun. Wow, the jar got filled very quickly today. Holy damn. So today, we're going to be talking about, Cupcake Chaos with 1 bit. Thank you. It goes to the 16th? Oh, nice. Cool. So we're going to be talking about multiple things today, a lot of Chud stuff, but something I wanted to talk about first is, as you all know, you hear that? My roommate's playing music incredibly loud. I don't know if you can hear it.
There's nothing funny about the tools of capitalism.
Or is it a car outside? I don't know. Anyway,
There's nothing funny about the tools of capitalism.
oh, I think they're taking a shower. My roommate and her boyfriend. And the bathroom's right there. So it's very loud. How kind of them.
There's nothing funny
I'm
about
upping their
the tools
rent
of
next
capitalism.
month. I don't charge them enough. Landlady Hannah.
There's nothing funny about the tools of
Oh,
capitalism.
gross. Anyway, what we're going to be talking about is, first of all, the quartering. Because we all love to talk about Jeremy.
There's nothing
He
funny
has
about the
made
tools
yet
of
another
capitalism.
video about Brie Larson. She's just not that into you, bro. Maybe calm down. Then, of course, we have our sort of cast of regulars. We have Sargon, we have
There's
John
nothing funny about
Doyle
the tools of
queued up.
capitalism.
We have, like, Coach Red Pill and a bunch of other people. But on top of that, we also have an article I wanted to read about Tesla.
nothing funny about the
Because
tools
as
of
of today,
capitalism.
Tesla is now more valuable, and I'm not kidding, now more valuable than both Toyota, Disney, and
There's nothing funny about
Coke.
the tools of capitalism.
It's the most insane speculation bubble I've ever seen in a company. It's fucking bananas. Tesla is not worth that much, in my opinion. Their assets don't even come close. Oh, Bumble Homestead, thank you for gifting 5 subs. So we're gonna talk about that a bit. Oh, we're on the hype train. Fuck yeah, hype train. Let me see. We're at, oh my god, did we already make... We're 81% to level 5 already. Holy fucking hell. Jesus. I'm gonna get some hats. Ugh.
There's nothing funny about the tools of capitalism.
Oh great, I can hear them fucking too. That's great. That's good for the stream. Thanks, guys. 1, 2, 3, 4. We
There's
reached
nothing
level
funny about
5
the
height.
tools of capitalism. There's nothing funny about the tools of capitalism.
Why does it stop at 5? I don't know. You'd have to ask the Twitch people. But if we do ever reach, and we have before reached, for every 100% above level 5, I consider it basically another level. Thank you, Darklit1219, for continuing your subscription. It let me sub again. Don't tell Jake.
There's nothing funny about the tools of
I know, right?
Oh, that's a yikes.
That is a yikes. Thank you, McClippy, for 1,500 bits. Wow. Thank you. Your money will help me not listen to the fucking people banging in the room right next to me.
How do we get them to move out?
There's nothing funny about the tools of
Rent is now
capitalism.
$5,000 a month.
They turned the music up louder.
I'd rather that than
Nothing
listen
funny
to
about
him.
the tools of
Jesus
capitalism.
Christ.
Could you actually hear them?
Vaguely, yes. I heard her.
Oh,
Yeah,
oh god.
not a fan.
There's nothing funny about the tools of capitalism.
I'm not going talks says, your roommate was like, no, Hannah's streaming, and her partner only said, that makes it better. I swear to fucking God, it seems like they have some
There's
sort of,
nothing
like,
funny about
weird
the
kink
tools
where
of
they like people to hear them, because sometimes they bang with the door open. They've gotten better about it recently, but, like, I don't know what their fucking problem is. And her disgusting boyfriend, oh, we got to, holy shit, Mock Turtleneck
There's
gifting
nothing
5
funny
tier
about the tools of capitalism.
I don't care. And her disgusting boyfriend pisses all over the floor. It's so gross. I need another hat.
You need another hat?
Yeah.
There's nothing funny about the
I can
tools
do
of
hat.
capitalism.
Yeah. We're at 251% of the level 5 hype train.
There's nothing funny about the tools of capitalism.
Nice. MW1642 with 200 bits. Thank you. Dude spanking dudes
There's
with
nothing
3
funny
bits.
about
Since
the
you missed
tools
it,
of
I want to say that
capitalism.
Smash Brothers community, some high profile people turned out to be nasty people, and I'm disappointed. Yeah, I don't follow the Smash Brothers community. That's a shame. It's a shame that when anyone that you, like, respect, whether it's, like, an actor or someone who's, like, really good in a field or someone who's, like, a skilled player, if it's something like that in, like, an e-sport,
There's
that
nothing
always
funny about
sucks.
the tools of capitalism.
McClippy with 1,500 bits. Thank you very much.
We need another one.
Oh, yeah, we did get to 300%. Holy shit.
Do you have more beanies?
I don't know.
There's nothing funny about the tools of capitalism.
Oh, could this count as a hat?
I'm gonna say that counts. It's a head.
It's a part.
There's
It's a
nothing
head
funny about the tools of capitalism.
piece.
It's a Toon Squad sweatband. Andrew Dickerson says, I'm so glad we can finally talk about the cute buff muscle girl from The Last of Us 2 online. I haven't played The Last of Us or The Last of Us 2. I know a bunch of chuds were calling her trans, though, because she's muscular, even though she's a cis woman. Which is about par for the course for them.
Crush Touch me, mommy.
Zerwin, how do you go your whole life peeing with your dongle and yet you never learn to not piss on the floor? Why does every men's restroom in public have to be like this too? Not only that, this morning I went to go poop. I'll just say that. And there was piss on the seat. On the seat, which means he peed without even lifting the seat. What the fuck is that shit? I heard women's restrooms are gross too. I used to have to clean them. I actually haven't really been in a women's public restroom because I'm terrified and don't want to be attacked. Anyway, or accused of perversion for just wanting to pee. Anyway, I used to clean the women's bathrooms at the places I used to work, and yeah, they were pretty gross.
Have you worked at more than one place? I thought you just worked at McDonald's.
No, I worked at a Culver's as well.
Oh, yeah, I remember you saying that.
I was the maintenance person at Culver's, so I, like, maintained the equipment, and, like, when you had to filter the oil, I'd do that, and I'd do the stocking off the truck when it came every week. It was a really shitty job. I hated it. How do people not learn to pee, or at least clean up after themselves? Honestly, her boyfriend's not the brightest bulb in the box, so it probably has something to do with that. Half the words that come out of his mouth are bruh, 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 whoa, bruh, bruh.
You still have to live here.
I don't care. I do, they don't.
That's fair.
I deal with their antagonism, they can fucking deal with mine, I don't care. Anyway, let's get to the...
Can I have a headphone?
Yeah. Let me turn this music down. And we can take a look at the quartering.
God. So I had someone at my high school that I think might actually be related to that Doyle kid.
No way.
Yeah.
Wait, say the first part again. They knew him?
I have a person at my high school that might actually be related to him.
Oh no! How do you know this?
It's just they have the same last name. I
Oh,
haven't
well,
actually verified it yet.
There are plenty of
And
people
they're
with the last
from
name
same
Doyle.
Area though.
Oh, yeah, that is true. He is from Michigan, unfortunately. If we are here says, as a Southern Californian, I'm offended by you making fun of the word bruh. Hey, there's nothing wrong with the word bruh. I've used the word bruh, or bro. I use bro more often than bruh. But, like, it's like half of his vocabulary. It's hilarious. Stag Almighty, thank you for continuing your subscription. This phrase came to me in a dream, says CJ Oracle. Elon Musk, be cray, do crimes. Funny.
Oh God. Justin, this is the highest daily coronavirus increase in Michigan since May 15th.
Yeah.
Or May 19th.
Maybe John Doyle will get coronavirus in Minecraft.
He says that he's from Detroit, but he's not from Detroit. He is for sure from the bougie, like, Grosse Pointe area. There's no way. It's like people... I went to interviews at the university that I'm going to for my PhD, and we were all introducing ourselves, and this one kid who actually did end up going to the same place as I did said he was from Flint, and he was like... somebody else asked, oh, like, actual Flint? And he was like, well, I mean, from around Flint, like Clio. And then I was the next person to introduce myself right after that. And I was like, oh, I'm from Flint. And they were like, real Flint? And I was like, yeah, Flint. It's so annoying when people say that they're from a place, but they're not.
I better not get fucking DMCA'd because of this background music they're doing.
Oh, you will, for sure.
I'm muting this Hopefully the white noise from the air conditioner and my voice is canceling at least a lot of that out. We'll get Jeremy talking and that'll help too. So this is Jeremy, of course. As always, he's mad that Brie Larson won't kiss him on the lips. So let's watch this video complaining about, don't do it, Hannah, don't click that. Don't click what? Which thing was I not supposed to click? The one from Dudes Spanking Dudes? Why?
It's probably
It wasn't. I clicked on it. It's a
Oh.
video from someone. Is there a reason? Okay. Let's take a watch. The title of this video is Brie Larson joins YouTube. She's totally just like us, except better. The fact is, a lot of celebrities have joined YouTube, whether it be Jack Black or Will Smith or whoever, in an attempt to seem relatable and to get their brand recognition out there. But of course, Jeremy didn't make a video about... Well, actually, let's see. Did Jeremy make a video about Will Smith? I'm curious. The quartering Will Smith. The quartering. It's annoying Jack Black somehow gets a pass from my fellow YouTubers as being somewhat different than Will Smith in terms of Hollywood losers just here to milk the delicious algorithm. Oh, there you go. At least he's talking about him on Twitter, but he didn't make a whole video about it. But of course, Brie Larson does a thing, and Jeremy needs to talk about it. So, let's see. Oh God, why? Oh God, it's Ethan, PewDiePie, and Angry Joe. Is the dragon gonna be Brie Larson? Is that gonna be the whole bit? Oh, she's the queen of dragons.
We've been here for some time.
My apologies.
Well, welcome to YouTube, yet another Hollywood celebrity. This time, it's everybody's favorite creator, Brie Larson.
She's clearly one of your favorites, Jeremy. You talk about her endlessly. You've just been talking about her since the Marvel movie came out, and you just can't stop. The crush, my friend, is never ending.
Known for her role mostly in Captain
Crush?
Marvel, but she's had some other
I'm saying he has a crush on Brie Larson.
Oh, I was taking it as something crushed.
No.
very popular films as well. And
Very
it is, of
confused.
course, my prediction that she has come to YouTube in order to take us all down. That's right, because now that she's a YouTube content creator, she'll be protected by YouTube's creator-on-creator policies. So people...
Jeremy, she probably wants to come to YouTube like many other celebrities because it's a huge avenue to get in contact with fans, to spread your brand image. Like, there are many reasons to do this, but the fact that you think she specifically joined YouTube to be protected from you is the most weirdly narcissistic position you could take on this. Jeremy, I'll tell you this, I guarantee Brie Larson doesn't even know you exist. And that's fine. She's under no obligation to. But the fact that you think that her joining YouTube is somehow about you is fucking astounding.
can't make endless videos mocking her like they could have before. I'm sure that's just a coincidence, though.
And yet here you are, doing it again. So I guess your whole idea makes no sense.
That's right. According to a nationwide marketing blitz, Brie Larson has created a YouTube channel.
Let's look at Brie Larson's YouTube channel to see what she's doing. I'm not a big fan of celebrity YouTube channels, just because I think that kind of flies in the face of, like, the point of YouTube. It's kind of for independent creators to sort of build their own stuff. But hey, at the end of the day, anyone can make a YouTube. I don't really care. If Brie Larson or Jack Black or Will Smith wants to spend their valuable time, which is worth much more than me, by the way, if they would like to spend their time on YouTube, then they're free to do so. I don't really care.
Hi, I'm Brie Larson. Oh, God. Hi, I'm Brie Larson. I'm an actor. You might know me from Captain Marvel, or maybe you know me from nothing. Maybe you just randomly from the algorithm clicked on this, but regardless, hello, I'm starting
gonna like this just because I think it would make Jeremy mad, and I think that's funny.
a YouTube channel. Why am I starting a YouTube channel? Great question. YouTube has been a place that I have learned so much. Whether it's been like how to use my printer, or it's been watching like how to be.
I would imagine
an
what happened
activist.
was her agent said,
This is like
and
the
this is a
place to
cynical
talk about things
worldview,
that
but
are
perhaps her
important and that
agent
matter.
said,
It doesn't mean that
"Hey
there
Brie,
isn't also
why don't
some content,
you
that there's
go do
ways
some
for me
like
to express
outreach
myself
on
personally,
YouTube to get
but
people
there will
like
also
that
be deep conversations,
parasocial
anti-racist
relationship
rhetoric,
that people
inclusive
have between
content.
celebrities
So, with all
or
that said,
people on
the
YouTube or
following
Instagram
video
or whatever?"
is just me getting warmed up and feeling this
Or
out and getting
she's
to
just
talk
a
with
human
lot
being who
of
decided to
really
make a
brilliant,
YouTube
awesome
channel.
creators. So
One or
here
the
it
other.
is.
Doesn't really matter.
Hello? Hi!
Oh, hi! Wait, I'm trying to figure out how to record this.
Okay.
Oh, shoot. Quick, how do I do this? Oh, wait,
I
you're
think-
recording. Am I recording?
I'm recording. Yeah, I'm recording. But so, and you can click on the bottom. I think there's a record button.
Is there?
Yeah, I'm sweating.
Hi!
So she's talking to a bunch of
Hi, Brie
YouTubers.
Larson!
Says that on the platform.
Oh my
Beautiful
god, that
letters, but okay, that's a
wow, I gotta mute again for a
And that's
second.
okay, even you just going.
Sorry about this, I'm texting my roommate to let them know that rent's going up next month. I'm not kidding. Sorry, give me a sec.
There's nothing funny about the tools of capitalism.
Thank you, Nothing Strange here, for subscribing. I appreciate it. Sorry about the silence right now. The music's very loud and I'm texting about rent changes. Also, just like, chill out for a sec. Be back in a minute. Oh yeah, I'm using the evil tools of capitalism to get my way. I never said I'm not evil. Oh good, the music's over. I'm just gonna put this over here so I don't have to dealio with that.
Oh no. Mute this.
Hold on. Anyway, let's get back to the video Jeremy was making, shall we?
And therefore, that is extremely newsworthy, so I will cover it. I see discussing film. Brie Larson has started her own YouTube channel. Yeah, just like a billion other people. Really nothing interesting about that.
Jeremy, you made an 11-minute-and-a-half video about it. It's apparently interesting because you're covering it. How can you possibly think it's okay to be like, this isn't newsworthy, why are people covering this, when you yourself are covering this?
But I will point out a few things. First of all, Brie Larson has already gained 38,000 subscribers today. I'm sure she'll end the day nearly at 1 million or more. Her very first video was already monetized, which is nice. It must be nice to not have to qualify like the rest of us for monetization.
Oh, Jeremy's mad that people with pre-existing audiences can cut deals with YouTube. Wah!
And interestingly enough, it's exactly what you might expect. Brie Larson doing exactly what I would do in her role, flexing on all these YouTube content creators who are who would thirst at the idea of sharing their channel with Brie Larson to help launch hers. She appeared on Hot Ones this morning. Near the end of her video, she points out that in her comment section, she says, "Thank you for watching my first YouTube video. It was so great learning from all of those who joined. Make sure to follow them. Leave a comment letting me know which creators I should work with as well." Please, Brie, let's do a breakdown of your Captain Marvel role.
Oh god, is he still gonna talk about Captain Marvel? Jeremy, the movie's old. Please get over it.
I am excited with this journey. Please let me know what you want. Now, by the way, this is actually good. This is good etiquette as a YouTuber. She links to everybody's channel who was in her video, which was iJustine, ASAP Science, Swoozy, Lily Singh, obviously Sean from Hot Ones, then links to her everyone else. But then she adds, of course, join the fight for racial justice. Equal justice.
Oh no, racial justice? That makes Jeremy mad. Come on, Jeremy. Grow up. You know this is a topic that's huge right now. The whole Black Lives Matter movement. Recent polls have shown at this point something like 80% of the public agrees with the cause of Black Lives Matter, especially after the protests started recently and cops came out and decided to stop the protests against police brutality by using police brutality. It woke a lot of people up to be like, oh shit, I see what they're talking about. You're on the wrong side of this, Jeremy. You just are.
Justice Initiative, Justice for Brianna, Black Lives Matter, and specifically calls out black artists and activists to follow. So it looks like she's bringing her brand of activism to YouTube. And by the way,
Jeremy, your entire channel is an activist channel in which you try and tell people not to look at things because you think that they're SJW propaganda. That's what you do. Why the projection?
look, I want to be very clear. I welcome you, Brie Larson, to YouTube. Just like Will Smith before you, you'll come in, you'll have all the benefits of a Hollywood celebrity. You won't have to work hard like anyone else. And you won't have to worry about your video showing up in the algorithm. You won't have to worry about ever getting trending because it'll happen for you automatically.
He's so
None of that's
bitter.
your...
He is so fucking bitter.
Holy shit, he's so bitter.
Jeremy, you've been on YouTube for quite a while. When are his earliest YouTube? Let me take a look. I want to see if I've been on YouTube longer than Jeremy. Let's take a look at his oldest video, shall we? Oldest. 2 years ago. I don't know how long his Magic the Gathering channel's been. So, Jeremy, let me tell you something. I've been on YouTube quite a bit longer than you. It's been my job for almost a decade now, doing the internet thing. And it can be a fun gig. It can. But, like any other avenue in life, it is filled with the fact that life is unfair. Famous people come with a built-in audience who like them. YouTube recognizes this being a business. So when a famous celebrity comes to their platform, they're gonna roll out the red carpet for them. Is that fair? No, probably not. But that's kinda how things are, right? Deal with it, and don't just bitch about it. If you, like, have a solution, maybe go for it, but that's not, like, just being bitter's not gonna do anything.
Your fault, though, Brie. Literally, I'm not even being sarcastic. None of that is your fault. It's the system, of course. Every time anybody from Hollywood joins YouTube, they get the world propping up their channel, YouTube giving them the most premium ads before they ever even earned it, giving them the verified...
Often, Jeremy, by the way, these YouTube channels aren't actually run by the YouTubers. They make the videos, but then they are edited, vetted, and uploaded by their agency. And that creates a level of professionalism that guarantees that the content is already going to be screened for things YouTube screens things for in the first place in terms of ad placement. So, YouTube, recognizing that an ad agency that deals with a movie star knows what things are okay and advertiser-friendly because it's their entire business, they give them more of a green light. That's the reality involved, Jeremy.
Tick and all of that. So it's going to be excellent to see what Brie Larson is up to here on YouTube. You know, if I could suggest anything, it would probably be some video game videos. I 100% believe you are a legitimate fan of Animal Crossing, and I think watching Brie Larson play Animal Crossing could be a good PR move for you. Not spending time with Lily Singh, that's probably not. But you're not trying to endear yourself into, you know, the YouTube community. You just want to appeal to the same Hollywood drones that love everything about Hollywood celebrity out there. I mean,
what? Her whole first video was interacting with other YouTubers. What are you talking about?
We can look at some of the articles that are just so happy. I mean, look at people are really angry. Her video says, "So I made a decision." So she gay baited or whatever. People thought she was coming out, apparently, which is...
Saying you made a decision is not gay baiting, Jeremy. What the fuck? What is his problem? She made a vague title. It's gay baiting because I'm not attracted to her, and any woman I'm not attracted to must be a lesbian.
I think the problem is he is attracted to her and he doesn't know what to do.
Maybe. I'm very confused. His whole thing is so bizarre.
I don't see how anyone could not be attracted to Brie Larson.
Yeah, she's an attractive lady. And I like her.
She's...
Yeah. I liked her in Captain Marvel, too. The script itself wasn't the most amazing Marvel script ever, but I think she did well in the role. Like, I don't get his salt. Why is he so mad?
Kind of funny.
And that movie Room, she was fucking excellent in with Jacob Tremblay. Like, she's been in some good shit. She's not that great a director. I saw that movie Unicorn Store that she directed and it wasn't very good. But she's mainly an actress, so...
Brie be like, yes, I'm coming out as a YouTuber. I turn on your post notifications. This is for you, gay or not, Brie. So everyone thought, apparently, that she was gay. I hope you talk to smaller creators and not all the famous ones in the future. That would be nice. Then you say YouTube, great. Of course. Exactly what I'm talking about. Look at YouTube. Already replying within an hour of her tweet. We need the Animal Crossing stream now.
Yes, YouTube is a business, Jeremy, just like yours or mine, and they feel that safe positions, safe creators like those that are vetted through their agencies who are already AAA movie stars in some of the biggest franchises in the world, aka the Marvel films. Like, imagine if Robert Downey Jr. got a YouTube tomorrow. Do you think YouTube wouldn't be tripping over themselves to be like, holy shit, we got fucking Iron Man on our website, right?
Yeah.
This is capitalism, Jeremy. This is how it works.
I can't get YouTube on the phone, and I've got 800,000 subscribers.
That's because you're a piece of shit, Jeremy. I'm pretty sure YouTube's embarrassed to have you on the platform.
I've got...
In fairness, I think they're embarrassed by me, too, but hey, what are you going to do?
100 times the subscribers that Brie Larson had at this time. But, you know, it'll be interesting to see all the great fun and support she gets above and beyond everybody. She, in fact, used her appearance on First We Feast to launch her YouTube channel, which is...
People who go on First We Feast and do the Wing show, which I do like Hot Ones, I think that's a fun show, and the host is, like, really good. He's a good host. Yeah, everyone is promoting their most recent thing on that show. That's what it is. It's like a late-night talk show. They aren't there to come on the show and entertain you. They are there to pimp whatever their most recent project is, and them talking and entertaining you is the way to lure you in to see the advertisement for the product they are selling. Jeremy, you know how this works, right? You can't be this fucking stupid. Mock Turtleneck, I think he's mad because he wanted Captain Marvel to be awful because, quote, women lead in Hollywood comic book movie bad, but it wasn't, so now he's determined to tear her down. Maybe. Kind of a sunk cost fallacy, like he had so many chips in on Captain Marvel being a failure, and then it made like $1.2 billion, and he's got to be like, well, I was right anyway. It's very stupid.
Is, I suppose, great. We can see every major media outlet in the world covering it. Brie Larson launches a personal YouTube channel to show, quote, who I actually am, and I'm excited. Me too. You know, all we really know of Brie Larson is
how many,
a lot of...
actually, let me see how many subs she has, because when she passes, if she hasn't already passed his subscriber count, he's gonna lose his fucking mind. Brie Larson YouTube. Brie Larson on YouTube. Brie Larson YouTube. Brie Larson YouTube. Hot Ones. I assume they link to it here in the Hot Ones video.
Have you ever seen a show on YouTube called Hot Ones?
Yeah.
Brie Larson. There we go. Brie Larson, 66,000 subs, and she posted this today. So in one day, she's gotten 66,000. I'm actually surprised it's not higher, considering she's like a celebrity. But I assume within 5 months, if not much sooner, she will surpass Jeremy, and it's going to be hilarious as a little tantrum.
Out of context Hollywood clips, you know, her perceived spat with the Avengers cast. You know, we don't really understand all the context of that.
The made-up spat with the Avengers cast that was entirely made up by right-wing YouTubers to demonize a woman.
But I'm sure 26-minute heavily edited video will give us a really inside look into who Brie Larson really is. Brie Larson is fun.
Is his epiphany here that celebrity culture is incredibly vapid? Because I think everyone already knows that, but people sometimes like it anyway, which is fine. I don't care. Read your fucking People magazine. I don't care. It's entertainment, Jeremy.
And a whole new way to connect with their fans. Whoa! Whoa! Oh my god! Could you guys believe it? What a groundbreaking marketing move. A Hollywood celebrity with a gigantic existing following created a YouTube channel?
He's so mad. He's so mad!
What will this woman think of next? The Captain Marvel actress, 30, is the latest celebrity to launch her own YouTube platform. People can extensively review... Oh, they have the exclusive scoop. Larson posted a first video on her channel on Thursday, introducing fans to her page and teasing what's to come. YouTube has always been a place where I've learned so much, she says in her introduction. Whether it's been how to use my printer or been watching how to be a conservative activist, this is the place to talk about things that are important and that matter to her. Larson's introductory, video showcases a wide array of guests who will be making appearances in upcoming videos, including her grandmother in a sweet cameo. I'm incredibly excited about joining the YouTube family and having a huge advantage over the rest of the and having the opportunity to share a little bit more about myself through personal videos and stories Larson tells people. For so long, the internet perception of me has been specifically this carefully curated lens of the press pegged to a specific project that I'm promoting. So a 22-minute video of you talking to, using your privilege, as you would put it.
Correct, yeah. She has celebrity privilege, Jeremy. Congrats, you actually used the word privilege somewhat correctly.
To talk to gigantic creators on the channel and launch your platform is totally organic. You totally didn't control any of that. It's all just, you know, Brie Larson without makeup, who she totally is. It's who she...
Did you find his house?
Uh-huh.
Holy fuck. Is that it?
Uh-huh.
Well, good to know.
It's over $260,000.
Yeah, I think he... Does he live with his parents?
Yeah, it seems like he does.
Okay.
Because there's 4 people registered to vote at that address.
Okay, it's not doxing to just say you found it, but,
Oh, I know.
she found, you know, John Doyle, this guy, heck off commie. She found, his voter registration, which has his address on it, and tracked it to his house, where he lives with his parents.
And I can tell that it's for sure his house, because his intro video has the...
Yeah. Oh, John.
She totally is. Let's be honest, this YouTube channel is a chance for Brie Larson to continue to craft the narrative around how she wants people to perceive she is. That said, better her than anyone else. I think that's reasonable. I've been hesitant to reveal too much about myself, partly out of fear of the unknown.
He has to know that people can find him.
Maybe.
Right?
I don't know.
Because I also had an idea that people wouldn't be able to believe me as other characters. I see my channels...
Hey, there's nothing wrong with living with your parents.
No,
like, if you...
not at all.
It's just hilarious that John, I'm so conservative and every other conservative is a liberal compared to me. Pull yourself up by your bootstraps. Capitalism is the key to everything. Doyle lives with his fucking parents. I'm just imagining after he's done filming his video and he's got the fucking gun behind him and the bullshit, like... anti-communist propaganda, and his mom comes in and is like, Johnny, do you want some cookies? You done filming your video for your friends on YouTube? Mom, they're not my friends. This is my business. Oh, of course it is, Johnny. Sets down the cookies.
It even has the same wreath.
A way to break away from this line of thought and become more vulnerable and open up about my...
5 years younger than you.
Yeah, he's a young dude. He's a really, really fucking young dude.
He tries to act like he's not, though.
Yeah. He likes to he has these weird, like, grandiose delusions of grandeur. That's redundant, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
It's very strange. He thinks he's this, like, savior of the conservative viewpoint. And he's just, like, a guy in his early 20s, living with his parents, screeching about communists. And it's hilarious.
My flaws, what I am passionate about, and who I actually am. I would love if you did a Q&A, Brie Larson, and you asked a question about why you don't care what some 40-year-old white guy has to say about your videos. In a caption for a debut post, Larson wrote, "Thank you for watching my first YouTube video. In addition to creating YouTube content, as she self-isolates during everything, Larson previously shared with people that she's keeping busy playing Nintendo Switch's popular game Animal Crossing." And hey, look, I'm not one of those... I'm not going to call people fake gamers. She is legitimately a big fan of Animal Crossing. There's no doubt about that. You know...
Pause this for a second. I need to say something.
What's that?
Hey, chat. I would never in any way dock someone. I was literally just looking him up because I'm pretty sure someone I went to school with is related to him. And now I know, like, for sure. But I would never dock somebody. This is just my own curiosity to know if one of my high school friends was actually related to him.
You should ask her about him. See,
It's a guy.
you should ask him about him. I bet he's the weird cousin that everyone's like, oh yeah. He shows up to the family reunions in a 3-piece suit and a fedora and no one wants to talk to him.
I think that you see a lot of people hoping, praying that Brie Larson came out, apparently. But she's not. It's interesting how this whole, community reacts to everything. But nonetheless, welcome Brie Larson to YouTube. I, for one, welcome our new overlord and ruler, and I look forward to the immediate future where every video with your name in it will be getting the yellow mark because you are now a fellow content creator above and removed from any allowance of any online criticism. Now, I'm not that cynical, but maybe a more cynical person might have said,
Jeremy, you're not cynical, you're a misanthrope. There's a difference.
hey, Brie, you've got a PR problem. In particular on YouTube. There's a large section of the YouTube community that really strongly dislikes some of your opinions. And by the way, I don't dislike Brie Larson as a person. How could I? I don't know her.
You've made like fucking 50 videos about her. After this, we'll look at his history of Brie Larson videos and take a look at how mad he gets about Brie Larson.
Some of the things she said, I take a strong disinterest in, or a strong issue with, but it's not personal. But a more cynical person might have said, maybe some smart manager said, you know what, if you want to stop all these YouTube videos getting made about you, maybe create a YouTube channel, and then that way we can DMCA people and we can take down...
What? It's not about you, Jeremy. It's not about you. I guarantee her agency was like, hey, you know what would be a good idea? A lot of these celebrities are doing YouTube now. It gives sort of a more personal connection with the fans. It gives people an investment in you as a person, so they're more likely to be interested in seeing you in movies and stuff. It's pretty simple marketing. I don't understand why you don't understand that.
Criticism, and we can protect you under the new YouTube rules because now you're just another creator. Who knows? I mean, that's probably a little bit too far down the rabbit hole. I'll be interested to see all the great videos that Brie Larson puts out and how easily she'll be on #1 trending almost every single day, and how she'll continue to get the most premium ads and the most premium placements and reap all of the benefits of being just another YouTuber. Hope you enjoyed this video. We'll talk to you again real soon.
Let's see. The quartering Brie Larson. Brie Larson. Here we go.
What's going on, everyone? Jeremy here from The Quartering, and I apologize for my disheveled appearance. We just got about a foot of snow, and I was outside all morning clearing that. But, if you're into the disheveled look, then what's up? How are you doing? If you are enjoying the channel and the coverage, please remember to click that thumbs up button. It helps the channel a ton. Let's jump into Brie Larson. Now, if you remember a while back, if you were an OG on this channel, I covered some curious statements about Brie Larson in the early stages of the Captain Marvel movie.
What he's talking about is, let me talk about it before he takes it out of context and paints it in a bad light. Brie Larson was on, a publicity junket, as you do when a new movie's coming out. And she effectively said something to the effect of, I would like if there were more female and people of color reviewing movies, because the perspective we get, 99 out of 100 times in terms of professional reviews for movies come from straight white dudes. So she said very explicitly, I don't hate straight white dudes. I just want other people's positions and other people's viewpoints being represented within the review circle. Now, of course, despite the fact that she took the time to explicitly say, I don't hate straight white dudes, which she shouldn't have even had to say, but of course, straight white dudes are the most fragile people on the internet, went, she hates straight white men! And the Quartering, of course, led this charge with about 50 fucking videos being like, Brie Larson says she hates straight white men, despite that being the opposite of what she fucking said.
Essentially saying, I don't want to hear what a white dude has to say. And that might...
She said, specifically, is it possible that a woman would have a more important opinion on something like Captain Marvel or Wonder Woman? Or wouldn't a person of color have a more important, relatively speaking, position on a movie like Black Panther than some white dude? And you've taken this to say your opinion doesn't matter. Again, people like Jeremy believe that if they don't have all the power, it means that something is wrong and that they're being done wrong. Like, their opinion automatically matters the most. And whenever it doesn't, oh, this is SJW fucking propaganda garbage. Jeremy, no. Calm down. You are being fucking hysterical.
It might sound absurd. That might sound like, come on, Jeremy. You're exaggerating. I know you're bombastic and you want to spice it up for YouTube so people get excited to watch your videos. But in this case, it is basically exactly correct. Brie Larson, this is back in June when I made the video, promises, I don't hate white dudes, but laments the lack of inclusion among film critics. Now,
here she is literally saying that. He just acknowledged that in the title of this article. Now let's see how he spins this to say that she does in fact hate white dudes.
Of course, the non-white dudes could be making different choices with their time, but of course, if they're not there, it must be because of some invisible barrier. Well,
yes, Jeremy, yes. You get it. That, but unironically.
Recently, she has now doubled down, as I predicted back in June, that these comments would come back to bite her in.
Cat named Brie.
She is cute, and she looks a little bit like Kiki.
In the non-existent butt, because...
Oh my god. Did you fucking hear that?
Yes.
Jesus Christ, Jeremy.
Marvel is literally
demand she start doing squats.
Yeah.
Literally hiring a butt double. Now, I'm not even really a butt guy. I'm more of a boob guy. But, I mean, I think we can be honest here that Brie Larson is lacking in the butt department. And you can see...
In case anyone cared, I'm a hip kind of gal. I like hips.
Also, Jeremy, do you comment upon, like, let's say, I don't know, Chris Hemsworth's abs situation, or Captain America's bicep situation?
But that'd be gay.
It would be gay. Please. Please, Jeremy, get gay. It would make your video so much more tolerable.
See, a while back, for Avengers 4, they actually did put out a casting call. In one of the oddest humorous stories of the week, Marvel Studios is searching for a butt double for reshoots of the Avengers 4 due out next year. Disney is scheduled to begin a series of reshoots over the coming weeks as it prepares for a lengthy post-production.
That is a cute kitty.
A call for photography and a butt double, presumably for Brie Larson, who is set to play Captain Marvel in the film. Body/butt double, working multiple dates, starting... Rate $125, I'm assuming, for 10 hours? I don't know. $125 an hour for 10 hours? I'm not sure exactly what that...
Dude Spanking Dude says, Tom Holland has a nice butt. I made sure to look up first that he was of age. Thank you for looking that up.
He does have a nice butt, and he was awesome in Lip Sync Battle.
He was. That was fun.
Yeah.
I find it weird, though, because he plays Peter Parker, who's a high schooler, so I'm uncomfortable about it. Blighting Helix. Hey, there is a typo in the stream title. With is spelled with G. Oops, I'll fix it in a second. We stan muscle ladies in this chat. Yes, indeedly do. Let me... I will fix the title. Stream manager. Stream manager. Where is the button to change the title? Edit stream info. The quartering is still obsessed with Brie Larson. Thank you. What?
Oh, just someone in the chat said that their wife has chef kiss thighs, fellows.
That is. Central Casting is looking for a photo double to work on an exciting project. Filming will likely begin in September. You should have a flexible schedule. Woman 1, looking for a female who appears to be Caucasian, 20 to 30s, height 5'2 to 5'4, bust 32B to 32D, waist, dress size, hair color, blonde. Only submit if you fit this description. A headshot, a full body shot of your front side, head to toe, a full body shot of your back side, wearing all black, leggings or yoga pants. Must be form-fitting. We looking for dat butt. All right, we're looking for dat butt. So, of course, Brie Larson, as we all are, of course, I've never really thought of somebody's butt in a superhero movie. The idea that people would be hired to fill this position is...
One sec, I gotta let behind something.
Is hilarious and interesting and also kind of sad to me. You can read on Bounding Into Comics, Captain Marvel actress Brie Larson doubled down on her views of press coverage. She indicated she wants fewer white men covering her Captain Marvel press tour. About a year ago, I started paying attention to what my press days look like and critics reviewing movies and noticed it appeared to be, quote, overwhelmingly white male. So I spoke to Dr. Stacey Smith at the USC Annenberg Inclusion Initiative, and we put together a study to confirm that. Moving forward, I decided to make sure my press days were more inclusive. After speaking with you, the film critic, Valerie Complex, and a few other women of color, it sounded like across the board we weren't getting the same opportunities as others. Obviously, no evidence here.
Jeremy, they just said they did a study on it and found that most of the people that were doing the press junkets were white dudes. There's your evidence, Jeremy. So, now they're making efforts to try and make their press junkets more inclusive and having different kinds of people, other than just straight white dudes come in and ask questions. It's very simple, Jeremy.
Talked to the facilities that weren't providing it, they all had different excuses. And notice she says excuses, not reasons. Of course, the study found that out of about 20,000 reviewers, white men were 63%, white women 18%, men of color 13.8, 4.1 women of colors. She went on to say, for the third time, I do not hate white dudes. These are just facts. These are not my feelings. Larson would add that I am not saying... No, wait. Am I saying I hate white dudes? No, I'm not. I'm saying that if you make a movie that is a love letter to women of color, there is an insanely low chance a woman of color will have a chance to see your movie.
Why does he insist on saying women weird? Does he think that's like biting commentary that he's saying woman is woman?
I have no idea.
It's like he knows that there's nothing he can say to this to make it sound unreasonable, so instead he's just saying words weird, and he thinks that that's somehow going to make him seem like less of an asshole? I don't know.
And review your movie. Well, here's the thing. Nobody really cares about movie reviewers, all right? They are a meme. If Brie Larson really cared about...
No, movie reviewers are not a meme. They are a profession that people have. Jeremy, I'm pretty sure you review movies sometimes. Are you a meme? I mean, you are kind of a meme. But I mean, it's also your job. So it matters when people who sort of decide Rotten Tomatoes scores and Metacritic scores, things that the general public do look at when they decide what movie to go see. It matters if the people making those scores are representative of the kind of people the movie is made for, right? Thank you to Rogue Masters with 50 bits. Is he saying because it includes wah, it's like crying in it? Maybe. If so, it's not very clever. Zerwin, they put out this casting call for reshoots or something, right? Like, they just wanted something cheaper to do scenes where the head won't be shown. That's why is he trying to use meme pronunciation? It's like when No BS made fun of the white nationalist. Yeah. It's what they do when they know what they're saying is awful, but they have to try and, like, make it funny, but, like, just and don't get me wrong, I've done the mispronouncing word joke. It's a fucking easy joke to just mispronounce a word. Like saying sword as sword, I find it a little funny. But it's like the cheapest, easiest joke, right? It's not clever, it's not commentary on what's going on, it's just saying words funny. It's like toddler level humor, and sometimes that's okay to pepper in, who the fuck cares? But when it's like, you're trying to actually have commentary on an article about something of substance, it just makes you look like a child.
About people going to see her movie, she'd be making sure the fans liked her. She wouldn't be putting out hyperbolic, divisive statements like there are too many men in any one position thing. If you change...
Dude Spanking Dude says the word woman started with PewDiePie, but Pewds didn't mean it in a demeaning way. People have taken that term to belittle women. It's like calling a trans person the T-slur in a way. Oh, God. Of course it is. Fucking Jeremy.
Anything in that sentence. There are too many women. There are too many blacks in this position. People wouldn't approve of it, but...
Okay, Jeremy, do you understand how context works? The issue at hand is the fact that the majority in the country that are white dudes, they're overrepresented compared to what is going on within the profession. So, like, it would make sense to have at least an equal amount of women reviewing movies, right? If you want people to be representative of the movie going public, because something like 51% of the population is women. So if you want to have reviewers that are representative of the people seeing the movies, then a little over 50% should be women, but they're not. It's overrepresented by men. Jeremy, you don't see a problem because it is your position that is being overrepresented. So to you it seems fine. But imagine, Jeremy, if every movie reviewer, except for a handful, were black women with a very different set of worldviews, values, understandings, and experiences than you have. You'd probably be like, hey, we're making what's a really white movie? We're making Smokey and the Bandit 5. And Jeremy's a huge fan of Smokey and the Bandit. And only women of color are reviewing the movie, and they're like, what the fuck is the Smokey and the Bandit movie? Who the fuck cares? Wouldn't you be like, well, it wasn't made for you, right? Okay.
Because it's white men, it's universally approved, which is a disgusting double standard. Now, at the time when Brie Larson put this out, I said I had zero interest in seeing this movie, and
I think I took my medication.
If you still want to see this movie, that's entirely okay. A lot of times when I talk about, hey, I'm just going to skip this movie because the director's an insane person or one of the actors said or does something I don't like, that isn't me judging you for wanting to see it. That's me having very limited time, and maybe what I value is messed up. I'm totally willing to accept that.
Yes, because you value the preservation of white men having a homogenistic control over the review space, right? That's kind of fucked up. Specifically because it's not representative of the movie-going populace. And it seems like you're driven entirely by racially and gender motivation. It's very strange. Don't do that, Jeremy.
But, you know, at the end of the day, a lot of people told me Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse was an amazing movie. Well, the director openly supported Antifa, and I was the victim of a violent attack by somebody similar to that. So why would I want to give that person any of my time? Now, if the director...
Jeremy didn't like Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse? That's like the best Spider-Man movie ever made. Is it because the main character is like a black kid? because it seems like maybe that's the reason, Jeremy. It's a fucking great movie.
Actor hadn't said anything out loud, and I never would have known any better. I probably would have seen that movie in the theater. So when they put their opinions out in the public and they want people to hear it, well, I can't unhear it. And part of what I do for a part-time job here is covering these things, okay? So I'm not judging you if you want to see Captain Marvel, if you're interested in that film. I, for one, will not be seeing it because Brie Larson thinks...
I very much doubt at this point he hasn't seen Captain Marvel and jerked off to it. I guarantee he's seen Captain Marvel.
I'm overrepresented in critics and presumably overrepresented in the people paying to see her movie.
Great. You didn't go see the movie. It made $1.2 billion. It's in like the top 30 films ever made in terms of profit. Great. Worked out for everyone, Jeremy. Now shut the fuck up about Brie Larson.
Now, it's a bold marketing strategy to attack white men. It didn't work great for Ghostbusters 20.
It's because the creator of Spider-Verse is pro-Antifa. Oh no, a director is anti-fascist? I only enjoy fascist directors. Like the person who directed Triumph of the Will. What was her name? I gotta look this. Riefenstahl. Leni Riefenstahl.
How'd you pull that name out of your ass?
Because I know film history stuff.
It's just such like a... I would never remember that name.
16. Maybe it will work for Captain Marvel. Now, Captain Marvel has a gigantic budget for marketing. They're in every movie. Fine, all right? Me not going to see it isn't going to be a big deal. Just like me not going to see, Solo, a Star Wars story, didn't really affect them that much, although they didn't make any money. Brie Larson isn't letting her Captain Marvel press tour be, quote, overwhelmingly white and male. Well, that's the interesting thing. Okay, so your press tour you're concerned about, do you want equal representation in the movie theater? Because this is just anecdotal evidence, okay? I've seen most of the Marvel movies in the modern era.
I'm telling you. I am telling you. Here's an anecdote, since we're talking anecdotes. And this was super cute. When I went to go see, I think I may have told you this story, I don't know. But when I went to go see Captain Marvel in theaters, it was a lot of father and daughters. Mm-hmm. And near me was a little girl in a Captain Marvel costume. And, like, her dad was there, and the whole movie she was so excited. And normally kids annoy me in movies, but, like, I was so happy for this little girl. Yeah. It was so great. So, Jeremy, maybe you've missed the point. Because as much as I like Marvel films, and they're certainly, like, audience-pleasing family films that, you know, anyone can watch, at the end of the day, superheroes are very appealing to children. Like, they just are, because it's, like, a power fantasy, and it's this idea of, like, you can be the good that stops the evil, and that's, you know, kids like that. Kids like that. It's fun. And it's good to have representation other than just people who look like Clark Kent or Peter Parker or whatever. It's good to have, you know, your Captain Marvels, your Wonder Womans, your Black Panthers, your Luke Cages. I hope we get more moving forward. Shang-Chi's coming out. That's going to be cool. He's like, it's a Marvel movie that's coming out, Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings. Shang-Chi is one of Marvel's, like, martial arts, superheroes. And that'll probably be pretty good. It's good to have a variety of things. Why would you want to see the same movie over and over? Why would you want to see the same kind of person represented over and over and over? It would get incredibly boring. Homogeneity is the stagnation of art. Jesus Christ, Jeremy.
I'm getting a bit of Marvel fatigue. I want to see something new and interesting. Even when
cornbread is always delicious, but that's up to you. Depends on how much you want it.
Chat, I'm gonna go make cornbread.
Fuck yeah, cornbread.
Wish me luck. I haven't ever done vegan cornbread before, so...
Does it use milk?
If it does, I have almond milk.
I know, but I was just asking in terms of...
I have no idea.
I don't know. Let me look at what the Jiffy pack says.
It's fine. I got it.
I know, but I'm just curious. Jiffy cornbread. An egg and some milk. Yeah, and you have vegan egg and vegan milk. Hopefully it relatively sticks together. Because I think we did this with the vegan brownies. They were a little gooey.
Yeah, but that wasn't... I didn't use the same
okay.
replacers that I'm using now.
I'm sure it'll be good.
When Marvel movies are uniquely different in storyline, I just kind of feel I'm keeps paying $15 to see the same movie over and over again. So I'm kind of over them in general. I don't know if you agree.
Oh, Jiffy cornbread.
No, it is. So they make a specifically vegan, well, it's specifically vegetarian that is also vegan. The regular Jiffy cornbread isn't, but if you get the box that says vegetarian all in green on the top, it's fine.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that. That's interesting. What's in
Lard.
the lard?
Yep.
Mm.
Agree with me on that or not, but again, if you like Marvel movies, you should go see them. If you want to see Captain Marvel, you should go see it. I'm just sharing my personal opinion. And when you have somebody come out saying, well, I think there are too many white men covering my movie, then I can presume you must think that there are too many white men paying you money to see your film.
Look at how many there are, though. $1.28 billion worth. Just saying.
I'm just guessing, though, right? And it's not like you're worried about ticket sales or anything. I mean, it's not like you actually have a GoFundMe launched to buy tickets for people to go see your movie. Oh, wait, yes, you do. Send girls to see Captain Marvel.
It's literally, Jeremy, it's to send, like, little girls who wouldn't be able to go and afford to do it, so they can go do a fun thing. Like, what is wrong with you, Jeremy? It's not boosting the ticket sales any way noticeably. It's just a little charity thing to have some kids do some fun stuff.
In case Chad is interested, this is what the box looks like.
Vegetarian.
$50,000 raised. I don't know how many tickets that would be. Maybe 5,000 tickets or so. Yeah, don't buy them food or clothing or books.
Jeremy, my goodness, the salt. Too salty. Watch your daily sodium intake, friend. Not good for that old heart of yours.
Send them to see a superhero movie, which, you know,
poor children should get porridge and old books and nothing else.
No, is much better. Okay, you have to not only buy them a ticket, you have to buy them $13 in refreshments? What is that, a large popcorn and a large soda?
Poor children get nothing at the movie theaters. Nothing. They will sit in the back, and if there are not enough seats, they will stand, and if their mouth is parched, then let the desert tongue commence. No refreshments for these children.
Jeez. And you gotta pay for their chaperone? What is even happening? So I have to send...
Jeremy's like, come on, just let them run around the movie theater without a chaperone.
Kids to see a movie who presumably have more things to worry about, buy them treats. I mean, I guess, look, if you want to give them the money, good for you, okay? This is probably run by some marketing agency for Captain Marvel. We saw the same sort of thing with Black Panther. Again, Black Panther was a fine movie. I would give it probably 6.5 out of 10.
What? Black Panther was like a really good Marvel movie. If we're rating, I guess it depends on what you mean. Are you saying like 10 is like the best movie ever made, and 1 is like absolute shit? Because usually when I'm talking about Marvel movies, I'm rating them as like, you know, fun popcorn action movies. In terms of, let's say 10 is like the best Marvel movie, whatever you happen to think that is. Maybe Civil War. Maybe Infinity War. That's another good one. I'd give Black Panther like an 8. It's really good. Like, it's creative, the visual effects, not great at the end, but, like, the production design is awesome. It's interesting. The characters, like, are interesting, and it's not your typical origin story, because we already got a lot of, like, who Black Panther is in Winter Soldier, or Civil War, sorry, when he first appeared. Like, it's a good Marvel movie. It's fun.
Most Marvel movies for me are 6.5 to 7.5. They're never...
Okay, so he's just doing on a scale. I would argue then it's at least a 7.5, because it's up there in terms of Marvel movies. I think Black Panther's better than Captain Marvel, for the record.
Truly amazing, because they're just kind of always the same to me. Now, I'm interested in seeing how Captain Marvel does in the theater, but I, for one, am not going to give money to somebody who is clearly a racist and a sexist individual, because she's not actually concerned about getting fair and accurate reviews. She wants her reviews done by people of a certain gender and people of...
She literally said she wants it to be fair because the movie is made from a woman perspective, and therefore they want more women and people of color to see it. Why is that hard to understand, Jeremy? White men are not the de facto rulers of the movie class. You don't get to fucking be like, our opinion is objective, women's opinion is slanted. Cuts both ways, my friend.
Of a certain color, and by definition, that is racism and sexism. So I have no interest in giving money to Brie Larson, given her disgusting views on people. And again, if you think I'm overreacting, go see the movie. I'm not telling you, I'm not calling for a boycott. I'm not doing any of that stuff. But ask yourself, before you pay $15 to see this movie, okay, if she had said the same thing about black people or Mexican people.
Jeremy, but she didn't, though, because context matters. It's like you think that the thing about, does he understand the difference between equalizing representation and taking that representation away so that your particular group has dominant homogeneity over the entirety of an industry? I don't think he does. I think he just thinks white people being the majority in everything, especially white dudes, is the de facto, and anything that tries to equalize to a more reasonable, like, representation of the people that go and see movies is, like, somehow taking away something that's rightfully his. It's insane.
Do you think you'd feel as good paying to see money? Or are you passively accepting what is clearly disgusting views? It's just something to ask yourself. Are you really missing out by not seeing another Marvel movie? Could you spend your money seeing a different movie, a lesser-known movie, a movie that might be out that same weekend?
Let me guess, he's gonna say Alita Battle Angel. That was their thing for a while. Do you guys remember that? And I haven't seen Alita Battle Angel. It might be a great movie, but, like, they were so like, don't go see Captain Marvel, go see Alita Battle Angel, or whatever.
That has the same access to the same popcorn and soda and slushy and pretzel bites that you like, but maybe the actors and directors don't hate people based on the color of their skin and what gender they were born. It's just an interesting question to ask yourself. I wish Brie all the luck in the world. She won't be getting my money for this ticket, as I said back in June. I'm sure she'll do fine, though. I hope you enjoyed this video. We'll talk.
Jeremy. So strange. Captain Marvel 2 news. Director gone and Brie making demands. God. Alright, I'm done with the quartering for today. His Brie Larson fetish is getting to me. I don't know why. It's just so obnoxious. I really don't get it. Alright, let's talk about this briefly. Tesla. You know how I feel about Elon Musk and Tesla. Tesla is now worth more than Toyota, Disney, and Coca-Cola. The business, not the soda. the business that sells the soda. Andrew Dickerson says, Alita is okay. I'm a huge fan of Robert Rodriguez, though, and it was filmed in Austin, Texas, where I was living at the time. Robert Rodriguez is a really interesting guy, and I respect that he, like, takes a hands-on approach to basically every aspect of his filmmaking. Alita Battle Angel just didn't do it for me, though. I don't know. I didn't see it, is what I'm saying. It just, I don't know. It didn't look that interesting to me. But, like, I respect him as a filmmaker. He's great. Dude Spanking Dude's pretty sure if there was a Marvel movie that had a trans male character or trans female character acted by trans people, and if their being trans isn't really brought up in the movie, just mentioned, he would go, Marvel goes woke. Yes, he would. He very much would. What does Tesla make? Cars. They make electric vehicles. Captain Seculoid says, holy shit, market speculation is bullshit. It is. This is the craziest speculation bubble I've ever seen. And the thing is, I don't even want Tesla to, like, go bankrupt. I want electric cars to be, like, a thing, although Tesla isn't necessary for that to be a thing, but I recognize that a lot of people like the Tesla brand, and that's fine. But, like, this bubble's gonna pop, and it's gonna set electric cars, like, back, like, a decade. It's awful. Was there ever a time I didn't dislike Musk so much? For quite a while, I fell for, like, his, like, oh, Elon Musk is a genius. Elon Musk does this, this, and that, and he's, like, whatever. And then, like, the pedophile comments came out where he called the guy who helped save those Thai kids. Remember when the Thai diver kid thing happened and they were, like, stuck in a cave? Elon Musk wanted to use some shitty submarine that he had designed that wouldn't fit, and then someone else saved the kids, and Elon Musk called the guy who saved him a pedophile because Elon was all mad that he didn't get to save the kids. It's very strange. So then I started looking into him, and then I realized, oh, Elon Musk isn't even an engineer. He doesn't do shit. He's just a billionaire piece of shit, and his parents stole an emerald mine from South Africans. Very, very bad. Captain Seculoid, Tesla is one of my company's clients. We specifically handle utility bills for their battery factories. That's interesting. Zerwin, do you think that it's going to set back the more affordable brands like Nissan's Leaf or whatever? I hope not. Baja drives a Chevy Bolt, and it's great. It's a cool car. Next time I'm, like, in the market for a car, I'm going to look into getting one because I like them a lot. But, I don't know. It is what it is. He's like Trump, a con man. He is, and all his self-driving claims are complete bullshit. At Colston, you should read this biography. It's blatant propaganda, and it has some horrifying insights into Musk's personality. Yeah, I might at some point. That might be fun to read on stream someday. Anyway, let's read the article. Oh god, I hate the fucking thing where it's like, oh, our video's gonna follow you through the whole article. Like, I didn't want to watch it, that's why I scrolled down. Elon Musk's electric car business exceeds the value of almost every company on the S&P 500, including some iconic American companies. Shares of Tesla were up 4% in midday trading Wednesday to a new record high, above $1,120 per share. Is it fully electric or a hybrid? The Bolt is fully electric. The Chevy Volt, which was a debunked brand, was a hybrid, but the Bolt is fully electric. Tesla's market cap is nearly $210 billion. A market cap is the cash value of all the outstanding shares of a publicly traded company. So if you pooled all the publicly owned shares of Tesla together into one place, they would be worth $210 billion. Bear in mind, this is a company that has never made a profit ever. It's made quarterly profits, but every time they've made a quarterly profit, sometime else in the year, they lose enough to lose that profit. They've never had a profitable year in their almost 20-year history, and they are worth $210 billion. It's insanity. Anyone who thinks this market valuation is reasonable is out of their goddamn mind. Did you know they rely on government subsidies? The past few quarters they've been able to show a profit via cashing in some of their EV credits from the government, which is fine. I think subsidies are a fine thing to do when the government wants to help emerging technologies become dominant in the space. That's fine. I don't have anything against EV subsidies. That makes Tesla the most valuable.
Capitalistic propaganda.
Thank you to Couch Potato 1 for following. That makes Tesla the most valuable auto company on the planet, ahead of Toyota. Tesla also passed the market caps of Dow, Components, Coca-Cola, Disney, Cisco, Merrick, and ExxonMobil. Now there are only 19 companies on the S&P worth more than Tesla. One of them is CNN owner AT&T. Tesla is also worth more than PayPal, a company that was formed from the merger of another payments company co-founded by Musk. That's where Musk made a lot of his money, by the way. He had some sort of early internet payment website, and then PayPal bought it up for a bunch of money. Tesla isn't consistently profitable enough to join the S&P 500 because they have standards, but it may be closing in on that milestone. Optimism about electric vehicles isn't limited to Tesla. Shares of electric truck maker Nikola have soared since the company went public in June. Though a merger with an existing publicly traded blank check company, Nikola is now worth nearly $25 billion, more than Ford. Nikola is even more ridiculous, because Nikola, which is now worth more than Ford, has never, listen to me, I swear to God this is true, has never produced a single car. And they're worth more than Ford. I swear to God this is true. The market is in a huge bubble right now, and it is fucking insane. The Fed keeps printing money to throw into these companies to stop it from collapsing, but it's gonna be so bad when it happens. Zerwin says the stock market is just astrology for rich people. Yes, it is. Indeed it is. And the stock of electric battery maker Workhorse, which has a stake in private startup Lordston Motors, has more than doubled just this past week. Let's look at Nikola. Nikola Motors. So they've done concept vehicles that look like this. They've done concepts for electric trucks. And by the way, if they ever actually produce this truck, I don't know if they will, this looks so much better than the Cybertruck, it's ridiculous. It maintains a little bit of a sci-fi feel with the lights on the side, but it's not ugly as fuck. If I were to buy a pickup truck, which I'm, like, not into, but if I were to, this would be the one I'd get. It's a cool-looking truck. But let me reiterate. They have never sold a single one of these. They do not exist. These are concept images. These were made in a computer. It's not real. And this company is worth more than Ford.
There's nothing funny about
Mr. Wizard 128 with 100 bits. As what I call a long-term investor, all these speculation and short-term profit cash grabs make me horrifically mad. Yeah. It does have rear view mirrors, unlike the Tesla. Honestly, if the Tesla Cybertruck looked like this, I wouldn't even be mad. I'd be like, oh, that's a nice looking car. They didn't put as much work onto the interior images. It looks very 90s CGI. But yeah, none of these have gone into production. Let's see what other cars Nikola has. Has, in air quotes. They're working on semi-trucks. Semi, rather. I don't know why I said semi. Semi-trucks, which Tesla is also claiming to be working on. And hey, trucking is a huge industry. I think the idea of having electric semi-trucks would be a great idea. It would cut a lot of emissions involved in transportation of products and goods. That'd be great. Though I don't know how they're going to handle charge times because, you know, in trucking, you need to get stuff and you need to get it where it needs to go quickly. I don't know. It's just crazy. It's crazy to me that these companies are worth what they're worth. Dude Spanking Dudes has some sort of link for me to look at. Alabama students hold COVID-19 parties with prize for the first person to get sick. Oh, Alabama. That's not good. Some young people in Alabama are let's just read the article from CNN. Jesus. Some young people in Alabama are throwing COVID-19 parties, a disturbing competition where people...
Since the novel coronavirus first...
Shut up. I hate the autoplay videos. So, is this the kind of thing where there's like a rumor and they're fucking 2 million cases, 128,000 deaths? That is so bad. I live around here, by the way. Right in the intersection of many, many circles. So let's hope I don't get it. That'd be sad, wouldn't it? So bad. 678 cases per 100,000 residents. Anyway, let's go back to the article. The parties are being held in Tuscaloosa, and infected people are urged to attend so others can intentionally contract the virus. City council member... Honestly, they should break into these parties and arrest everyone. This is fucked. City council member Sonia McKinstry told CNN she said she heard about the trend from fire officials. We thought that was kind of a rumors at first. We did some research. Not only do the doctor's offices confirm it, but the state confirmed they also had the same information, she said. During a presentation to the city council this week, Fire Chief Randy Smith also said young people in the city are throwing parties without a payoff if they catch coronavirus, with a payoff rather. The first person confirmed by a doctor to have coronavirus after the exposure wins the money made off the ticket sales, she said. Over the past few weeks, there have been several parties in the city and surrounding areas, and probably more than that officials don't know about, she added. It makes me furious, McKinstry said. Furious to the fact that some people that are so serious, that are so... Oh my gosh, I'm reading badly today, sorry. Furious to the fact that something that is so serious and deadly is being taken for granted. Not only is it irresponsible, but you could contract the virus and take it home to your parents or grandparents. The city is working on getting the word out and breaking up such parties. It also passed a mask ordinance this week that goes into effect for Monday. This is not political. This is a public health issue. People are dying and there's no cure. We have to do whatever we can to save as many lives as possible, McKinstry said. CNN has reached out to Alabama Health Department for comment. The state reported about 39,000 confirmed coronavirus cases and nearly 1,000 deaths. People are stupid. People are so stupid. I can't believe it. Did I hear about the U.S. buying the entire stock of the only proven thing to help treat COVID? It's a drug, yeah. It bought the next 3 months worth of production, yeah. Yeah, it's ridiculous. Especially considering the United States is doing, like, the worst job to buy up all the medication from, when responsible countries who are passing reasonable laws. It's very silly. Mock turtleneck. I'm in Michigan and some idiots went to the bar in my town and spread all the way from East Lansing to Grosse Pointe. There are 100 cases connected to this bar. Yeah, Baja Blast is from East Lansing. And she's not going back for a while. She's staying with me here specifically because of that bullshit and how bad it's going to be around East Lansing because of it. Zerwin, I love how a ton of people were like, people are just overreacting. We don't even have that many people sick. The first state to open back up is going to have an economic advantage, as though this is as a stupid pissing contest and not actual people's health and lives at risk. Yeah, people are ridiculous and don't take the lives of others very seriously. It's fucked up. The coronavirus spread in a Dallas megachurch's choir and orchestra, then it hosted Mike Pence. Honestly, I have no idea how Mike Pence and Donald Trump haven't gotten this yet. There must be a Satan, considering they haven't gotten it. Hannah, did you hear about the U.S. buying the... Oh, yeah, I already mentioned that. Captain Seculoid, they passed a statewide mask ordinance here, and the sheriff here in Spokane said they weren't going to enforce it. Yeah, they should be removed. Any officer who says they're not going to enforce the law should be removed and barred from positions of power permanently. It's ridiculous. There are rumors around here in Michigan that the governor's going to close this back up again, which I think would be for the best. Like, people just decided COVID was over because they were bored sitting at home. It's like everyone went, I know there's a deadly virus, but it's summer. I want to go to the beach. As if, like, a virus gives a fuck. Several Smash Brothers gamers accused of sexual misconduct. Yeah. That's fucked up. What else is trending? Let's see what's trending on Twitter, shall we? Yeah, a Twitch guy took his own life, unfortunately. I heard about that. It's a shame. Herman Cain. Herman Cain tests positive for COVID-19. Remember Herman Cain? This comes about a week or so after he went to the Trump rally in Tulsa. Him and the only other black people there, I would guess. And he got the big corona. So good luck with that. Epstein things going on. One of Epstein's friends or ladies or something got arrested, which is good. Texas just passed a mask mandate, but they exempted churchgoers and voters from it. Also, it excluded smaller counties. We are doomed. Yeah. Come on, load. Load. It doesn't want to load for some reason. Come on, people now. Smile on your brother, everybody get together. Okay, Twitter doesn't want to work for me for some reason, so I guess we're going to have to go to the Chuds for our entertainment, which is unfortunate, to be completely honest. 5 things that make you a weaker man.
Here's the thing, and some people aren't ready to accept this yet, and that's understandable, but we don't really have time to live in denial anymore of the fact that...
Can we cleanse with this? Hold on. I've been since one of you guys, it may have been you, Zerwin, who sent the first video from this guy. Since then, I've been watching his channel. He's great.
Hello, good evening, and welcome to Checkmate Lincolnites, the program where we destroy the pernicious lies of Republicans, carpetbaggers, Yankees, scallywags, and delineators of the Sable character. Using facts.
Epstein's girlfriend is the one that got arrested. She was the one grooming the girls, and she participated in some of the RAPES. I'm very concerned she's gonna get suicided, like Epstein. Genuinely. Or, if they want to be less conspicuous and don't want to use suicide again, they'll say, oh, she contracted COVID and died in jail.
And logic. My guest today is the man who runs the lion thieving, Freedmen's Bureau loving YouTube channel Uptoon Shay Films. Here he is, the dollar store Jamie Lannister himself. Sir, welcome to the program.
Thank you for having me. It's a pleasure to be here.
Now, sir, I have watched your videos about the War of Northern Aggression.
This guy is parody made, right? Oh, this guy's parody made, right? Yeah.
And I must say,
he's very funny.
I did not care for them. Not a whit. Okay, your whole argument about the slavery part of the Confederacy is false. But coming from a Yankee like you, it's not surprising. Less than 3% of all Southerners owned slaves. The war itself was over taxes. Look at the Corwin Amendment, for example. The North kept pushing taxes on us Southerners, so we pushed back. You keep pushing your Yankee propaganda like it's real. It was all about the right to be a sovereign nation. LOL. You're just a typical soy boy.
Okay, so there's a lot to unpack there. First of all, it was more like 30%.
Are they twins? No, it's a split screen. It's just him.
Just out of curiosity, sir, did you own slaves back then?
Oh, yes. I most certainly did. You're a monster.
He's made quite a few videos on bullshit, lost cause, like...
so you mentioned the Corwin Amendment. I'm glad you did. That
like
was basically the federal government's last attempt to avoid the Civil War. Now, for those of you who don't know, the Corwin Amendment
more or
was
less.
a proposed amendment to the Constitution that basically would have guaranteed the Southern states right to own slaves. I mean, potentially forever. So your implication would be that if the war was really about slavery, then why didn't the Southern states just immediately go along with and ratify the Corwin Amendment? But you're forgetting that a big cause of the Civil War, and certainly the events leading up to the Civil War, were not about preserving slavery, but expanding it. I mean, you take the Missouri Compromise, for instance. And
someone asked
Lincoln's
for a
whole
link
position
to this
when
channel.
he took
I'll put in the
office
chat.
wasn't to abolish slavery, it was to contain it. And this went directly against the Confederacy's ambitions. They not only wanted to expand slavery to the territories, they wanted to conquer Cuba and Mexico and make those into slave states as well. But you won't really hear that from people who endorse the lost cause myth.
The USA had slavery for 89 years. The Confederacy only had slavery for 4 years. When the Civil War was over, the Union still had slaves. There is your myth.
The United States was founded on the principles of liberal democracy. The Confederacy was founded to preserve and expand the institution of slavery. And for those 89 years, where do you think most of the slaves lived? I can tell you it sure as shit wasn't Ohio or Massachusetts.
Aha! Still waiting for you to address your own state's, Massachusetts' racism. Remember how they used emancipation to chase the blacks out of the state, knocking the black population from 5% to 0.8%?
That's a bullshit argument, but I'll bite. Did I ever deny that there was racism up north? Everybody knows that Boston is the racist San Francisco. I made 2 whole videos about King Philip's War and talked all about how New England was basically founded on Native American genocide.
Your time is coming. You preening goody two-shoes New Englanders still celebrate your murderous generals like Nathaniel Lyon. Oh, just wait until the sons of Confederate veterans invades New England and treats his grave the way it merits. And we won't be using crayons.
Oh, okay, well, I can guarantee you that not one person in 100 up north knows who the fuck Nathaniel Lyon was.
I don't.
And I invite the sons of Confederate veterans to invade New England. That would just be really funny.
Let's move on. You have dared to criticize the statues of our brave and noble Confederate men, Davis, Beauregard, and of course, General Lee. You have called these statues racist, white supremacist. This is misrepresenting what these statues mean. They are monuments to key moments in history, like the Battle of Liberty Place. Tearing them down is no different from burning a history book. If we had to remove
I
every
argued
statue...
with someone on Twitter sometime in the last month, sometime during Pride Month, I don't remember when, about Confederate statues, and they just would not get off this point that somehow destroying Confederate statues is like destroying history. And I even asked them, should then Germany have like statues of Hitler up? And they said yes. And I really don't know how to respond to someone like that because they're fucking crazy.
that offended someone, well, then we would have no more statues. And the term white supremacy is not a racist one either. White supremacy does not mean black inferiority, just the same way that being proud of your black heritage does not mean you dislike white heritage. What a terrible direction the left wing has started to head these last decades. Complete denial of human rights.
Why don't you run that little theory by a black person and get back to me?
Everybody feels their group to be superior. Liberals feel superior to conservatives. Hip-hop feels superior to black metal. Superiority is a widely held belief among all humanity. But all of a sudden, when it says your nationality is superior, then it's a problem. Blacks feel superior, that's why they hang out with other blacks. Mexicans feel superior, that's why they hang out with other Mexicans. But whites are not allowed to feel superior. That's a denial of human rights. Superiority is human nature.
Hey, can I see your gun?
Oh, certainly.
Cool, thanks. Nice. If you liked the video, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And don't forget to hit that bell so you get notification of future uploads. Bye!
You know what to do, compatriot. Let him have it. Please, no. I have a white wife and kids. So, how goes the progress? Excellent. The new concentration camps can fit so many fascists. You hypocrites. I always knew you anarchists would turn authoritarian the first chance you got. Those concentration camps were built communally and through voluntary service. You know, you're doing a good job here. Not that I have the authority to tell you how good of a job you're doing or what a good job entails. Of course, we're all equally important and good members of this society. However, I am going to ask that you mutually aid me in giving me your bat. Because I have a pit stop I gotta make. No, please. I love minorities. I swear. Diversity is our strength. Daddy, what's gonna happen to us? Nothing's wrong, son. Just keep praying to Hitler. Hello. Oh, hello. You're just in time for some gluten-free bread. No. That's not why I'm here. Oh, no? How about some almond milk? Maybe we could burn a flag? I'm not here for gluten-free bread or a flag burning today. Please, we're just a simple family. All we want to do is establish a homeland for our people, and I'm sorry it has to be like this. As the supreme leader for life of Antifa, we have finally done it. Everyone we've democratically decided is a fascist is now being tortured.
It's a parody of, like, what the right thinks of Antifa, and how it doesn't make sense for anti-fascists to be fascist.
In our stateless gulags. All white people have been banished to live in a far-off island. For some reason, the ethno-nationalists are happy about that one. I don't know why. Hail anarchy! And finally, everyone will refer to everybody else as whatever pronouns they identify as in that millisecond. Hail anarchy! What if we start bartering for goods and services again? What's a dissenter? Get him! Stop this madness. This revolution didn't go anywhere near as well as I thought it would. Get him! Get him! It's actually they, them. What? You said get him, but actually I prefer to be referred to as they, them. I didn't, I'm so sorry, I didn't.
Yeah, hold on. I'll get you right now, Vulcan Princess 97.
You can't kill me! I'm the democratically elected CEO of Antifa!
Vulcan Princess 97, where did your thing go so I can gift you? Say something to, oh, there it is. Gift a sub. Gift. Completing transaction now.
Funny about the tools of capitalism.
There you go. 1 subscription gifted to Vulcan Princess. Consider yourself prized for your win. Thank you.
Kitten, you've probably noticed that there's a new thing in the house. It is called a dog. And I know this because before you, I had a best friend named Peanut.
Getting your next Noodles, lolcat.
At first, I assumed Peanut was just a very ugly cat. Charming in his own way, but terrible breath. Awful. So, Kitten, here are some things that you need to know. Dear Kitten, imagine a cat. Now take away independence, cleanliness, and intelligence. What you have left is basically a dog.
There you
Here's
go.
an example. Yesterday, I saw the dog sitting on his butt, scooching forward with his front paws, and he looked over at me. And you know what he said? He said, "Check it out, I'm walking on 2 legs just like the peoples do."
So now I just gotta get
I mean,
Apollo
it gives you an
8192
idea
and
of
I'll
what
be
we're
caught
dealing
up
with here.
whenever
Dear
their subscription
Kitten,
is up.
you might see me get a little ninja crazy town now and then. You know, like a... Don't get freaked out. I'm just expressing dominance, which is... Oh my, no, you are not good at that. Oof, that was actually worse. It looked like your spine just sneezed. Oh boy. Dear Kitten, you might hear the phrase, "A dog is a man's best friend." That is, frankly, incredible marketing on their part. I don't know how they did it. They're certainly not buying ads in the newspaper. I mean, have you seen what they do with newspapers? Trust me, it's the opposite of reading, if you know what I mean. I mean, they poop on them. Dear Kitten, the dog is the sort of creature that will decide whether it should put something in its mouth by putting it in its mouth. That's the level of decision-making that goes on. They basically eat everything. Case in point, butt paper. They even eat those weird brown dehydrated pip nuggets that the humans give us. Don't get mad. Let the dog eat all of our dry food. If it gets caught, it gets put in jail. And right then, we can enjoy the moist deliciousness of the can without interruption. It's a gambit. Dear Kitten, you may hear the dog being referred to as a puppet, which I think is some sort of a French way of saying puppet. This explains why they attach that string to him from time to time. Worst marionette ever, if you ask me. But the point is, if they try to put that string on you,
Thank you,
just
MW1642,
freeze. You
for
don't wanna get into
continuing
show
your
business,
gift sub.
trust me. Dear Kitten, yes, the dog can be cuddly at times. I mean, just today he came over and he started licking the inside of my ears. Was it weird? Yes, but also rather pleasant. Don't judge. When they get happy, stay to the front, because their tails become some sort of a weird psycho-furry sword. I mean, I've seen them take the legs right out from under a baby. Dear Kitten, our lives just got a bit more difficult, and alone time will be harder to find. But at least we can rest assured that the humans won't get too lonely during our naps, and perhaps that is enough. That's right, doggy. Bow down.
Oh, it's an ad. God damn it. Of course it is. It was cute, though.
It's a good ad.
Let's see. What are we gonna... Oh, yeah, we were watching John Doyle. 5 things that make you a weaker man. Is living with your parents on that list, John? If not, is it because you live with your parents? True story.
What we're living through is no longer
Is
politics.
deleting everything you ever posted on Facebook one, except for your Facebook?
Did he delete, like, all of his Facebook? That's pretty funny.
It's no longer a discussion. It is a war. It is a war for the future of our country. And if you don't understand that, maybe you just think politics is a fun little hobby or something. I'm not really sure what to tell you.
John, your hat pockets are ready. Mom, I'm filming my anti-communist video. All right, I'll put him outside the door for you.
Why do you think his mom sounds like that? She's not in her 90s.
It's funnier to me that way.
Never going to end peacefully with everyone shaking hands and coming together under one flag. It's just simply not going to happen, because in order for that to happen...
And I'll have you know, I'm a capitalist homeowner, and I heat my own hot pockets, damn it.
Don't I heat your hot pockets?
You're not here all the time.
Brag capitalistic propaganda.
One side would...
Thank you to, Gucci Boy Mad Boy for following.
Have to completely compromise its entire worldview, and it's not going to be us. It's not going to be them. They never intended for anything less than complete domination to occur, and I know that might be hard to hear because we tend to get nostalgic about the good old days when we were all Americans, one nation under God, but those days are gone, and they're not coming back. I mean, these people don't want you in their country. They want you exiled from mainstream society. They want your constitution shredded. They want your history erased, your heroes gone, your family gone. Everything that you love and cherish about your life is going to change unless...
Honestly, if you're the kind of person who, like, weirdly idolizes the Founding Fathers, it is kind of weird. You can like whoever you like, but, like, a lot of them were slave owners. You can, like, be like, wow, a lot of the Enlightenment ideas that were found in the Constitution, pretty rad. Yeah, but also, like, the 3/5 compromise is a thing, so maybe back up on the hero thing.
Unless you take action. And I have to clarify, I'm not talking about violence, I'm talking about political action. I disavow violence, but there is good news, believe it or not, because there are still, for the time being, millions of strong, intelligent, good men in this country, and it is that breed of men who built this country, and if ever there were a breed of men who could take it back, it would be them. So the point of this is to go over things that you're probably doing that are making you weaker, and then we'll go over some of the things that you can do to make yourself stronger, and we need you to be as strong as possible, both mentally and physically, because that's going to optimize your capacity to be effective, and we don't have time anymore for anything less than 100%, so do stay tuned.
I assume this is his parents' car, that he's like, Mom, can I use the antique car to film the intro for my YouTube videos? Well, alright, John, just make sure you don't take it more than around the block. I assume that's his girlfriend.
John Doyle in. Heck off, commie.
Hello there, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Heck Off Commie. You know what? I think I have a few more things that I'd like to say before we get into the list, so bear with me. Also, go follow me on Twitter. About to break 10,000. That's pretty...
Oh, he's on Twitter.
Mm-hmm. It's not pleasant.
Oops. 2 M's. Why can't I find Comrade Doyle?
I don't know, but I need to go check on our cornbread.
Alright.
Search John Doyle on Twitter.
Let me see if he just has a link. Follow me on Twitter. There it is. There it is. Follow. Hey, I have more followers. It's the little victories, you know? Owning a house. Having more followers than a literal fucking fascist. Always nice, you know?
Pretty epic, but another thing that's important to note is remember how in every socialist country the political opposition was put into camps or murdered or both? Like, we would be foolish to assume that the end results of our little socialist experiment would be any different. So the time to speak up is now, ideally like 60 years ago, but now it works too because at least you're only risking losing your job and getting doxxed, but it could get worse in the future, so act now. And I have a video outlining some general ideas for how you can act, but they're by no means perfect, they're just...
I wonder how John's making money, because I guarantee most of his videos are getting demonetized. Based on, you know, who he is and the kind of content he makes. So he must have another job that he does, that he's trying to save money to move out of his parents' house. Or is he just waiting for that sweet, sweet Coke check to come in? The Koch brothers are going to find him one day, and he's going to get a show, just like Dave Rubin.
Just general ideas, but I do have to address the women in the audience, all 7% of them, because I'm primarily going to be talking to the boys here, and the reason for that is that it's primarily their job. I think we all understand that. I think we all understand that men have a much larger...
That is a swastika. It's a United States war bond propaganda poster. I get the feeling that he chose it because it's the only way he could get a swastika in his videos without getting immediately banned.
Propensity towards power and politics, and that doesn't mean women can't get involved too. It just means that the vast majority of the work is going to be done by...
Oh, it's got to be his bedroom. Of course it is.
By men, because that's how we're wired. It's just in our nature. And I use the word...
Wait, what's in their nature? I wasn't listening.
Towards power and politics and... I'm primarily going to be talking to the boys here, and the reason for that is that it's primarily their job. I think we all understand that. I think we all understand that men have a much larger propensity towards power and politics, and that doesn't mean
fuck you, John.
Women can't get involved too. It just means that the vast majority of the work is going to be done by men because that's how we're wired. It's just in our nature. And I use the word power there. I did that intentionally. And a lot of conservatives are afraid of the word power. It's a scary word because it implies coercion. It implies this.
No, Trump tweeted a video that used the word power very recently. It's just that white came in front of the word power.
Someone is forcing you to do something. Conservatives don't like that. We just want to be left alone, and that's understandable. We'll talk more about that in a second. But all politics really is just the science of power. That doesn't necessarily mean like some totalitarian...
It's like he read the first page of a political science book. Good job, John. His mom knocks on the door. What you doing, son? I just wanted to make sure I knocked this time, because last time I just came in and you were jerking off to, what do you call it? Luli? Lolly? Whatever you call it. Not cool.
Dictatorship, it just means anything that has influence and the capacity to execute action, basically. And conservatives are afraid of the word power. We're afraid of it because we don't understand it. We think that if power exists, it's going to be used against us, and so the best strategy is to just...
Adam Sandler, Mom. It does sound a little bit like I'm Adam Sandler doing a voice.
Minimize power so that it can't be used against us, but the problem with that is that our enemies aren't so nice. And so our choices are basically to fight fire with fire and maybe win, and I say maybe because we've lost about 70 years of ground while we were busy thinking that we could all play nice, or we could just totally let them crush us, and then...
What universe does he live in that he thinks Republicans have been playing nice for the last 30 years? Last 70 years, for fuck's sake.
And it's over. I don't like that. Not a good option. Think we can all agree on that we can't allow that to happen. And by the way, to understand power isn't to want to like use the state to shoot people who disagree with you. It just means that you play for keeps. You know that you're correct. You know that the ideas of your opposition are harmful to society and in some cases completely evil. And as a moral person with a vested interest in society and as someone who recognizes that your opposition will crush you if given the chance, you know that you have to act. And the way to act is through force. And I don't mean physical force, I mean like political force. The problem conservatives have is that we don't think force...
They're not mutually exclusive, John. I think you know that, being a fascist.
Which really just translates to effort is necessary. But the reality of power is that it's not exactly pretty. It's a definitive characteristic. Like, you kind of have to get your hands dirty sometimes. And that doesn't mean that you have to do things that are...
Didn't he say in some video that he doesn't masturbate? It's possible. He might be one of those no-fap weirdos.
Moral, but right now we basically operate under the Sir Galahad theory of politics, which is I will win because my heart is pure.
No one views conservatives that way, John. Conservatives use every fucking dirty tactic in the book to get their way. What the fuck are you talking about? I don't even know what you think you're seeing in order to misconstrue reality so hard that that's how you see conservatism in the United States.
We talk about the marketplace of ideas, where the best ideas will prevail through competition. This type of thinking is flawed because that's not how politics works. That's not how ideas or information work. Being correct is simply not enough. Having the best ideas simply is not enough. I mean, take a look at the actual market for a perfect example of this. If you look at the most popular smartphone on a global scale for the last however many years, it's always an iPhone. And it's going to continue to be an iPhone for a very long time. This is despite the fact that iPhones, from a technological perspective, aren't even the best phones on the market. Samsung, even LG, they produce smartphones that are better and less expensive than iPhones for a very long time. And
okay, John, here's the thing. I've made jokes about, like, I like Android phones. Specifically, like, the past 4 phones I've bought are Samsung. I really like their Galaxy line of phones. But a lot of people like the streamlined iPhone ecosystem. It's not for me, and if you like Android better, that's fine. I understand. I do too, because I like the ability to customize, and I like being able to like side load apps, not just from the App Store, but from other stuff. And that's great if that's what you want to do, but it's such a weird flex, and I think indicative of how you view things in general, that you believe you can say, no, objectively Android is better than iPhone. No, it just kind of depends on what you're looking for in a phone. Most people just want a quick, streamlined experience that a lot of other people have within the same ecosystem. Like, You can't just say that Apple is worse objectively.
Apple has even had to play catch up on some of the innovation from those companies, but it doesn't matter because Apple will remain king because the most important thing Apple has isn't their products or their history, it's their branding, which has given them power. Apple has power, and because of that, they don't even have to have the best product. This is why liberal economic theory is so cringe to me. Like, you just default to this, well, people will always pursue the best product at the lowest price. And it's like, yeah, if you assume people are smart, rational beings, but they're not. People respond to power and branding and influence. And that's why Apple wins. And that's also why conservatives lose.
What are you talking about? That's not liberal economic theory. That's like free market capitalist theory. What are you talking about?
But being a man isn't about losing. Being a man is about power. It's about using your drive to do what is necessary. The problem is that if that's not grounded in anything, you're just going to be self-destructive and basically aimless. So you have to be calculating and realistic enough to understand that there are things greater than you to which you should submit, namely Jesus Christ, but also your family and your country, etc. Because if you're only serving yourself, you will be incapable of doing good because human beings are deeply flawed. And we all agree that evil is evil, like it's not good, it's not the move, which is why we really should realize that at this point, the left versus right dichotomy is just an obfuscation of really what we're dealing with, which is the age-old conflict between good and evil. And if you want to win that war, which is what it is, you have to prepare for it. And one of the ways you can do that, and this is something you won't hear from any other commentator, by the way, is by reading military theory. Everyone immediately thinks Sun Tzu. I would argue that Karl von Clausewitz is better. He was a Prussian general. And
what a shock. John Doyle prefers a Germanic war strategist over an Eastern one? I wonder why.
And these are the kinds of book recommendations that you'll get on the website, by the way, when you get a membership. Some food for thought. But von Clausewitz said that the conqueror is always a lover of peace. He would prefer to take over our country unopposed. And that's why this idea of like, oh, well, you know, they're just crazy. We don't have to fight back. They'll figure it out when they get older. Everyone's ideas are equal because who really even knows what's correct? You know, this like liberal idea. It's a very dangerous idea. It helps them win as well. That's why they go after you so aggressively when
postmodernism isn't explicitly a liberal idea. Postmodernism isn't even fucking new. Postmodernism, the idea that we all come from different perspectives and there are different ways of looking at things, and well, there are truisms in the sense that like 2 + 2 = 4, it doesn't mean that there is an objective answer to every single question, right? This shows itself in art in the postmodern period when you get to sort of Jackson Pollock stuff. It comes into the guy with the soup cans, whose name I'm blanking on for some reason, Salvador Dali, with like a lobster phone and his other very strange postmodern art pieces that make you question what even is art. Andy Warhol, thank you. And this same thing applies to all kinds of ways we look at things. I might think that my answer is correct about something, and you might think your answer is correct about something, but that's why there's a discussion and a debate. You often, unless it's something like in math, thank you, Fignets81, for subscribing with Twitch Prime, you often can't determine objective truth, because unfortunately we are all basically strapped into the seat of our own perspective, and we are all biased and have our own subjective viewpoints. There is no way to look at political positions in an objective manner. It's an oxymoron.
Fight back because they would prefer that you do nothing and let them take over your country without resistance. Or even Ronald Reagan, old peace through strength Reagan. Like, conservatives are all about it when it comes to trying to finally get the Middle East to embrace democracy, but in their own country they're like, I could take it or leave it. Like, why does evil stop being evil in politics? Evil is the most evil in politics because that's how it propagates and sustains itself.
Evil is when we try and get people health care, says John Doyle.
Like, why do you take pride in D-Day? Why do you become enlivened thinking about establishing a beachhead in France while your friends are getting...
Because they're fighting Nazis, John. You know, the thing everyone agrees is awful. People who literally killed millions of people and tried to take over Europe and then the world, Pinky in the Brain style.
Gored by machine guns, but in America these people are trying to put your kids on cross-sex hormones, and you think that's just a part of liberty? That's how the founders wanted it? No, if James Madison, if you told him that your interpretation of his Constitution was that, he would
I don't give a fuck what James Madison thinks. I do not give a fuck what any one of the founding fathers thinks about anything. They've been dead for hundreds of years. Who the fuck cares?
Mouth and probably execute you while you're on the ground with a flintlock pistol that he stole off the body of a British officer during the war to establish the greatest nation in the history of the world.
The greatest nation in the history of the world. Rome would like you to answer the phone, John. Rome would like to talk with you, John. Rome would like to know your location, John.
Which you've allowed to go to hell because, what, you refuse to fight back? Because you think that human nature is universally inclined towards the don't tread on me mentality? You think that we are governed by the divine Gadsden flag? We're not. Founders knew that too. If modern conservatives were in pre-revolutionary America, they would have let the British walk all over them. They would have said, well, if we had...
Of course they would have. Conservatives would have been on the side of the loyalists. They were. They would have said, ooh woo, King George, step on me, please. The idea of separating and rebelling against the British Crown was a very progressive idea. It was revolutionary, one might say. Meanwhile, fucking Rush Limbaugh in fucking pre-revolutionary colonial America. Oh, Daddy King George, please spit on me.
Attack the British.
Monarchists gonna monarch.
How are we any better than them? That is the mentality of a weak man. There's nothing noble about being a weak man. We were born out of a revolution against people who were exploiting us and working against our interests. It was the most powerful empire in the world, and your ancestors kicked their asses back to the other side of the Atlantic, and now you're here, you're willing to kneel to these people because you think that it might make them stand for the national anthem and vote your guys into office? Get a grip, man. Never kneel. Never submit to these people. You're not just playing to be left alone anymore because that didn't work. You're playing to win and you are playing for keeps. Break the conditioning. Transcend your carnal desires. Accept your mission.
Do you mean carnal? You said caramel desires. Or do you literally, are conservatives like super focused on like caramelized sugar? That's pretty rad.
And become...
I don't mean to, I shouldn't make fun of someone misspeaking because I do the same, but it's just a little funny.
The American that you want to be and that we need you to be and that your children and grandchildren desperately need you to be. And I don't know if this has any significance, but I thought I'd bring it up. I'm inclined to think that it does. Basically, I used to read a lot of stories when I was younger. My mom and I would read all sorts of stuff together. One of my favorite ones, probably top 3, was The Lorax by Dr. Seuss.
Holy fuck. I think you missed the entire point of the Lorax if you fucking read it and you're a uber capitalist, my friend. I think you've missed the entirety of the fucking point. Do you think he read the Lorax as a kid and he's like, yeah, that Onceler, what a good businessman that Onceler was. He fucking nailed it. Everyone needs a Thneed.
I don't know why I liked it so much. I think it, like, the crypticism of it I found very intriguing. Like, you know, you never see this Onceler character. His name is sort of mysterious. You only see he's got, like, these green arms, and setting is always very dark and ominous. But anyways, for whatever reason, I decided to read that story again after about, like, 12 years the other day. And there was a quote in it that I thought I would share with you because when I read it, I got chills. And the quote is, unless someone like you cares a whole lot, then nothing is going to get better. It's not.
It's a book about environmentalism and the havoc capitalism unchecked wreaks on the environment. John, what the fuck do you mean it's cryptic? It's a children's book.
And I think that quote is incredibly applicable to what we've been talking about recently because obviously we grow up, we hear things like, well, everyone's special. We can all change the world. But the reality of the situation is that that isn't true. Most people are basically sheep. And that's okay. That's to be expected. But because of...
Unironic. Listen up, sheeple. Bold move, John. Bold move.
That we need good people to make sure that evil isn't allowed to conquer our country. That's why I love that quote, because it doesn't say anyone. It specifically says, unless someone like you cares, nothing's going to get better. And that...
Okay, John? The book is still addressed to all children? The reason it says, unless someone like you cares a whole awful lot, nothing is going to change? No, it's not. Is because it fits the rhyme scheme, you idiot. Someone fucking read John Doyle, Yertle the Turtle. He needs this shit.
That's completely true.
Yertle the Turtle is an anti-fascist book, by the way, in case anyone doesn't know. Yertle the Turtle. Yertle the Turtle. No, I don't want it read. I just want to see it. Yertle the turtle. Where can I find Yertle the turtle? Yertle the turtle. $16. They did a musical version for a special in search of Dr. Seuss. I guess we could watch that. Dr. Seuss wrote Yertle the Turtle about... I don't remember if he wrote it before, during, or after. It was either during or after World War II, and Yertle the Turtle is basically Hitler. He's the king of the turtles.
Turtle stack. I got pains in my back and knees. How much longer, Your Majesty? I know you.
Remember when the 90s felt the need to break down any song with like a rap verse in the middle for no reason? I missed that.
The king, but I gotta complain. The crew down here is in a lot of pain. Up at the top, you're seeing great sights, but down at the bottom, we too have rights.
You hush your mouth. You've no right to talk to the world's highest turtle. I rule over clouds, over land, over sea, and there's nothing, no nothing that's higher than me. Nothing.
While he was shouting, he saw with surprise the moon of the evening started to rise over his head in the darkening sky.
What's that? Say, what is that thing that dares to be higher than Yertle the king? I'll call some more turtles, and I'll stack them right onto heaven. I think I'll need about 5,607.
As Yertle the Turtle King lifted his hand and started to order and give the command, that plain little turtle, whose name was just Mac, decided he'd...
The cornbread is fucking delicious, guys.
It is. Did you put a little bit of vegan butter on these?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's fucking bomb. How many calories are these?
I don't know. I'll have to go look.
Oh, okay.
Taking a knife, and he had.
And that plain little lad got a little bit mad. And that plain little Mac did a plain little thing. He burped.
Mock Turtleneck says this is better than Cats. True. That's from a special from the 90s about Dr. Seuss's life called In Search of Dr. Seuss. It's interesting if you've never seen it before. But my point is, this is based on Yertle the Turtle, which is one of the Dr. Seuss short stories, and it's about Hitler. It's about a fascist leader rising to power, and literally you rising to power off the backs of the people of his country. And apparently John doesn't know how anti-fascist Dr. Seuss was. Theodore Geisel. By the way, did you know Theodore Geisel, Dr. Seuss, cheated on his wife? And she, I'm pretty sure she killed herself because of it.
What?
Oh. Dr. Seuss cheated on his wife, and she took her own life because of it, and mentioned it in her suicide note. And she was like, you and What's-Her-Face can be happy together now.
That's horrible.
Oh, yeah.
Unless someone like you cares, someone who's smart, someone who understands what's going on, you're a good person. Without your support, nothing's going to get better. That's another von Clausewitz quote. He said, there are very few men, and they are the exception, who are able to think and feel beyond the present moment. It's totally true. You look around you, everyone is focused on stimuli. They're focused on Instagram or Netflix, whether they're going to get Chipotle or Chick-fil-A for dinner, because people like that, they used to find purpose in their lives through survival and
Chick-fil-A, you got to get them chicken nugs. They're delicious.
Providing for their family.
Not eat Chick-fil-A.
Chick-fil-A is fucking delicious.
Chick-fil-A is trash.
Oh yeah, the owners are trash. It's not going to stop me from getting their delicious chicken nuggets.
The whole company's trash.
I'm sure it is. As is McDonald's and Burger King.
Yeah, but they're religious trash.
Yeah, well, there's a lot of that already. Me not buying chicken nuggets isn't going to shut them down.
Families, but now we are so saturated in wealth. People are just trying to numb the void of existence with products and stimulation. And a lot of that stuff is actually on
the way that she would be vegan, so I don't have any hope for that.
No.
List, but I got to hang out with a couple dozen of you guys last weekend when we filmed the Father's Day video. Some Kings drove out to help with that. I've met you guys.
I concede that veganism is morally correct. I just do not have the fortitude to follow through with that belief.
If you truly believed that veganism was morally correct, you'd be doing it. You just don't care.
I disagree. I am telling you, I agree that veganism is morally righteous compared to what I eat.
If that was true, you would change.
I disagree.
How does that make any sense?
Because I can recognize
you
that
just
something...
don't live by your own morality?
Yes, I have horrible praxis in relation to veganism.
The conventions, the speaking events. The point is that if I didn't actually believe that we were capable of doing something, I would just go collect 5-figure checks from baby boomers to show up to events and say, well, I'm young, but I'm also conservative. Something, something, something freedom. Something, something, something Second Amendment. Something, something Abraham Lincoln. Something Ronald Reagan. If I ever do that, put me out of my misery.
John, this is like the entirety of what your channel is, except more extreme. You're doing the same thing, except you're also a fascist.
Please aim for the head, because I could not stand my mother looking at the face of her son who sold out in an open casket. And it's funny when we talk about it, but there's so much money that's just burned going towards things like that. It is such a disappointment. I know people who could bring America to its knees with $100 million, which isn't even that much money compared to what's being blown.
What the fuck does that mean? He knows people who could bring America to its knees with 100 million. What does that mean?
Blown by the Republican leadership. That's really the most exciting.
Is that like a threat to the entire country? I don't understand.
Part about all this, in my opinion, I've met some incomprehensibly brilliant people, and the way I think about it now is basically, well, even if we lose, it's going to be a hell of a fight, and we need you there for it, big guy. So we'll finally get to the list. So the first one, anyone who's familiar with the channel is going to be able to predict it, and that is that you have to stop watching porn. You have got to cut it out, my guy. I did a whole video about it back in November, but for now, I'll just say this: a disciplined mind is an effective mind. If you don't have discipline disciplined, then anything that you do is going to be less than what it could be because you'll always be susceptible to the distractions of your carnal instincts. And if you're watching porn on a regular basis, I promise you that you're addicted to it. And if you don't believe me, try to quit for 3 weeks. Prove me wrong. And the leftists in the media, they promote porn consumption as completely harmless and even something that's healthy because it reduces stress. But that's just because they're sexually degenerate.
Again, if you ever find yourself in the presence of someone describing normal human behavior as degenerate, probably be pretty cautious about the things that they're saying, because there's a good chance they're a fascist, or a Nazi, or both.
And their worldview functions better when everyone is like they are. Distracted, weak, hedonistic beings. Also, the negative effects of it, including the chemical imbalance in your brain, it's not going to lower your stress levels in the long run. You don't want to be like that. You want to be collected and calculated and totally in control of yourself. You want to be the best man that you can be, and that means you're going to have to stop watching porn. Aristotle said, I count him braver who overcomes his desires than him who conquers his enemies.
I very much doubt Aristotle wasn't jerking off every once in a while to like weird stick figures or something. There's no TV, there aren't fucking books readily available. What are you gonna do? Fucking just, I'm in Greece, what do I do? I guess I'll philosophize. Crank one out.
There's nothing funny about the
Take part in the Peloponnesian War. Crank one out again. I don't know.
For the hardest victory is over self. That's totally...
What do you do in ancient Greece?
I'd be dead if it was ancient Greece.
That is true. Imagine that you do not have the health issues that you have.
I don't even know anything about ancient Greece.
You'd be cranking one out.
I'd probably be a prostitute.
Well, there you go. Devious Chilster with 50 bits. Hey, Hannah, sorry I'm super late. Let's just see what's going on. Oh, fuck, it's John Doyle. Well, thanks for the stream. Time to go rip out my eyes. Welcome to the stream. Anita Woo with 10 bits. Raise your hand if you're a sexual degenerate. He would consider, because I am trans, that. Even though it has nothing inherently to do with my sexuality. Also bisexual.
But you don't have sex.
Correct. How do you expect to conquer your enemies if you can't even conquer yourself? Let's go. Speed round. Fast money. Porn lowers your motivation. It makes you depressed. It makes your brain cloudy. You aren't as focused. It lowers your testosterone. It causes sexual dysfunction. You won't...
Devious Chilster with 50 bits. I love how they use degenerate, like the fact they've made it taboo and doesn't somehow make a degenerate more sexy.
Be able to be satisfied by normal things. You're going to require weirder things to get off. You're going to have stronger cravings than meth addicts. It damages your brain. You lose gray matter. It damages your memory. It's associated with ADHD and bipolar. You fry your dopamine receptors. It's not good. I've got books on the website that go deeper into it, and I'll probably have to make another video about it because I didn't get into the data as much as I'd have liked to in the first video. But I'm begging you, like with tears in my eyes, stop watching porn. It is making you weak. The men who built this country weren't frying their brains and hormones by spending hours inside every week touching themselves while watching people have sex on a screen. Like, get a grip, man. And tell your friends to get a grip too, because chances are they're addicted to it as well. So moving along, you gotta reduce your screen time. You need to spend less time on your phone, less time watching TV. A good wake-up call for most of you would be checking...
John, you literally produce YouTube videos for a living.
Your daily screen time in your phone settings, and then...
Maya is bored. Thank you for continuing your subscription. Sorry, almost missed that one.
Trying to remember what those like 7 hours consisted of, because a lot of times you won't even know. And that's because firstly, you weren't doing anything actually important. You were just mindlessly cycling between the same few apps, and you're probably addicted to your phone, and you're probably not even having fun while you're using it. Like, there have been times where I've been on my phone because I'm effectively addicted to Twitter, and I've wanted to go do something else. Like, I wanted to go read or play drums or go running, but I literally could not get off my phone. Like, I would keep checking things, I'd keep refreshing things. And so what I've had to do is like physically shake myself out of it and be like, no, we're done with that. We're gonna go do things that we actually want to do now. And I was just talking with my mom about this.
Which is easy since I live in her house.
A few days ago, because when I was growing up, I was always doing something. If I were playing a video game, it's because I went downstairs precisely to play that game, or I'd have Legos or Playmobil or Imaginext. I used to try and sell my Beanie Babies to my neighbors for like $1. I'd read those Bone graphic novels.
capitalist from the very outset, huh, John?
What other Zoomer nostalgia can I think of? I don't know, but like there were always gears turning and I was in control of what I was doing. But now these really young kids, or even teenagers, at least the ones I know, they don't do anything. Like they basically spend their entire days.
Unironic boomer, kids are on their phones too much position. Yikes, John. Fucking yikes. If you were born in the 40s, you'd be like, these kids today with their televisions and comic books, it's the seduction of the youth, I tell you.
In front of screens, and it's not even because they want to, it's because they don't know what else to do. They're like addicted to it. It's become the default setting. They're like zombies. And you can call me a boomer and, oh, these kids in their phones, but that's probably just a code because it's not like I grew up in the 70s. I grew up in the 2000s.
Okay, yeah, but you're like a boomer. Boomer is a mindset, my friend, not an age.
I'm 20 years old, and already the childhood experiences of a kid born in 2007 are completely different than mine. And
unironically shitting on the Zoomers for no reason. I think John is actually a Zoomer, because I was born the last conceivable year you could be called a millennial, so I'm like in the age group of the youngest millennial. Did you know that technically makes you a Zoomer? Oh, the one I saw pegged it at 95.
It goes to 96.
Does it? Okay. Fair enough. That would still make John a Zoomer.
Oh, yeah, he's a Zoomer. My brother's a Zoomer.
You know, mock turtleneck with 100 bits. This guy is so dumb. Ben Franklin went to weird sex orgies, said older women were hot because you could just put a basket over their heads, and they still look young down south. In fairness, if anyone's a degenerate, it's Benjamin fucking Franklin. He liked to fuck the French ladies all the time. Oh, that's not too bad. Thank you.
Would you like another one?
Hold on. Let me put this in and see how many calories I have left. What am I gonna have for dinner? Yeah, I'll take another one.
All right.
Thank you.
I'll be back.
The effects of this are increased anxiety,
I have to go get
stress,
us some more cornbread.
loneliness, depression, exacerbation of attention deficit disorders. It literally rots your attention span. It also diminishes your capacity to concentrate or be creative. It disturbs your...
Goddamn Zoomers in my chat. Out here Fortnite dancing and whatever else you guys do.
Giving you money.
True, giving me money. Destroying the capitalist structures. I don't know. I don't know anything about it. Good on you, Zoomers. Do you?
Sleep, and it makes you more self-absorbed. Like, why do you think kids can't even read books anymore? It's not that they're uninterested. It's that they literally cannot sit still and, like, focus on words on pages. They need constant stimuli, changing colors, new information, app refresh. Like, it's not good. It's...
Yeah, the gen after Zoomers is Generation Alpha, and then it'll be, you know, Beta. I assume Kappa, Delta, whatever.
Keeping you from reaching your potential. And we'll talk more about some things that you can do to better yourself as an alternative to this. But the point is that there's nothing wrong with watching TV or being on your phone if that's how you relax. But your existence should not revolve around pastimes or relaxation. If you get your life...
John, your entire identity is built upon this grandiose idea that you're going to save the Conservative Party, and you're calling people spending too much time on TikTok addicted. At least they don't have delusions of grandeur.
In order, you know what you have to get done. You schedule time for relaxation afterwards. You're going to enjoy it a lot more. You're not going to feel worthless. You'll feel as though you've earned it because you will have. Translate this into our current situation. Basically, only when we have the country back on the right track can we binge watch The Office for the 4th time.
Shut up. You can't watch The Office, John. Anita Wu, Rude, Zoomers and generations after them can and do read extensively. Sincerely, the local bookseller. True. I think people nowadays read more than they ever have in the past because we have like, if I'm on my phone, people make fun of people being on their phone, but if I'm on my phone, I'm reading something most of the time. Occasionally I'll listen to videos and stuff if I'm like doing something or playing a video game or whatever, but often if I'm on my phone, I'm reading either news or like opinion or like short stories people are writing on Reddit. Like, people have more access to stuff to read than they ever have.
We don't have time for that right now. So the next one, these are all related to consumption, but you should cut out or at the very least minimize your consumption of junk food, marijuana, nicotine, and alcohol. Firstly, because of the same reason that we've already gone over, which is that we want to rid ourselves of our addictions so as to make ourselves as strong and competent as possible. And also because these particular addictions in themselves make you weaker and less competent. Junk food makes you depressed and it makes you fat, and fat on your body converts your testosterone into estrogen.
Good.
Unironic soy boy shit.
Look that Source app.
Sugar in itself can damage your cognitive functioning, including your memory, attention span, and ability to process information. That's not good. Then there's marijuana, which kills your motivation and dopamine levels. Nicotine is extremely addictive. Basically, every young person I know is hooked on it. How harmful it is depends on how you're getting it into your system.
John, I doubt you know very many young people. I don't think anyone wants to engage with you.
And then there's alcohol, which literally converts your testosterone into estrogen. These are all bad for you. Some with more harmful effects than others, but the point is that all the time you spend doing this stuff, all the money you spend on it, that's all spent not bettering yourself, and in most cases doing harm to yourself. And that will result in you failing to meet your potential. Stop consuming things to get a dopamine hit. Go out there and accomplish something instead. Like, we need you in the field. Remember, a disciplined mind is an effective mind. Next one, the general obsession with consumerism, finding meaning in your life through products. Stop doing that. Stop.
John, you have a sticker on your laptop that says enjoy capitalism.
Worrying about brands. Stop wasting money on things you don't need. You shouldn't be spending money and saving what's left. You should be saving money and then spending what's left. All the money you spend on crap you don't need is money that you could have invested in yourself, or even invested into your country by supporting candidates, organizations, independent media, etc. You don't need to go out to eat so much. Like, the time you spend getting the food or waiting for the food to get to you is about how long it takes to make food for yourself, especially if you're doing this like every night. Stop buying lottery tickets. Stop seeing and buying. Like, I see, I buy. Break the cycle. Transcend your role as the eternal consumer. It all goes back to discipline. Like, you have to put your money towards things that actually matter.
Doesn't he like capitalism?
He does.
Then what's the fuck? What's...
I don't know.
And things that will help you. Last one, arguably most important. Stop simping. I'm an authority on simping because I did a very thorough analysis of it that got like 150,000 views. So let me remind everyone that what defines simping is the lack of reciprocity. Being nice to a girl who's being nice to you isn't simping. Like, you should do that. But showering these girls with compliments and attention constantly, who are obviously not
unless it's me, then simp for me for sure.
Interested in you, telling yourself that one day she's gonna realize what a nice guy I am and how I've always been there for her. No, she's not. That's a cope. What's the saying? If you treat her like a celebrity, she's going to treat you like a fan. That is totally true. Go watch the simp video for a more thorough explanation. But the bottom line is that wasting your time going after these girls is stupid. Not only because it
MW1642, I'm simping for Hannah.
Doesn't work, but because it's just pathetic. Frankly, you're like begging for sex. You're a total bitch. Women don't like nice guys. Women like epic guys. And the way to become an epic guy, chapter 9 on becoming the gamer, is to structure yourself.
I can't.
Towards your mission and your purpose. That's your priority. Your priority is not flesh. You're not an animal. You are a man, and you're capable of greater things than that. And if you're really concerned about women, make yourself a better man, and the decades of feminist conditioning will melt away like ice. And if you go into it thinking like, oh, I'm going to do this so girls like me, you're not going to succeed because your mentality is disingenuous. You have to go into it knowing that your priority is to become a better man, a man who is not governed by his primitive desires. We're not doing this whole like, oh, bro, I just have to get laid thing. That was like a Gen X, 80s, 90s thing. Gen Z is totally different. It's like, bro, I just have to save Western civilization. Like, that's the mentality. The
Jesus fucking Christ.
Task at hand will be the greatest and most significant task in the history of the country. We're not even guaranteed victory if we optimize ourselves, but we have to give it everything we have. We have to be focused. We have to be sharp. We have to be completely...
I really hope... I'm not Gen Z. I really hope there are fewer Nazi fucks in Gen Z. I really do. I hope John is an aberration and not the norm.
And control, which is why these are all important steps. But now, the things you can do to make yourself a stronger man, and these are not like secrets, by the way, these are pretty common sense. But the first thing is that you should be reading books and playing instruments. There are tons of cognitive benefits to both of these. I'm not going to take an hour to cover those, but you should be learning things. You should be educating yourself. So read books. And if you want to know which books to read, you can get access to my book recommendations on the website. I had 8 new books every month.
I swear to God, I gotta
for my personal stack of books. It's only $4 a month.
So I
That's
can
nothing.
See
And I remember
how fucking disgusting his forums must be. They must be so mask off Nazi. That'd be a fun expose to do.
When I was younger, I used to always want to know what my favorite commentators were reading, and so that's why I share all of this on the website. And these aren't just like books on the issues, if you will. These are from my library. We've got some political philosophy. We've got some military theory. We've got some literature. Basically, we've got everything that I've decided that I should know for whatever reason. So that's up there, and it's updated often. Reading good books basically does to you what stupid people think going to college does to them. It's pretty epic. So next thing, you gotta...
You know you read books in college, right, John? Do you know how college works, John? Maybe if you spent some time at a school while you're living at your parents' house, instead of making YouTube videos about communists, you might learn a thing or two.
Gotta lift weights to literally become a stronger man. Be active,
Anita Wu
increases
with
your
10 bits.
testosterone, makes you
Genuinely
more
wonder if he
confident. There's really no
considers
reason not to.
reader,
Also, learn a
genre
martial
fiction,
art.
real reading.
I would say
I don't
wrestling
know.
is a good place to start. I've seen guys that are like 5'8", 140 with just a few years of wrestling training just dominate guys who are like 6'4" and 220 because they know what to do with their weight. And most people just don't have a clue. And as a man, there's something different about being in shape, but also, and arguably more importantly, because it'll get you in shape as well, having that like martial arts training and know.
What? He's like Mac from It's Always Sunny. He's got a karate. Gonna do an ocular pat down.
Knowing that you can walk into almost any room and be able to just level any guy in there. That's confidence. Maybe it sounds a bit rough, but this is the nature of men. We are competitive and we are aggressive. These leftist men, they're very emotional, and because of that, they can get aggressive sometimes, but the difference is that we are calculated and we are strong, so like let them do that. And if you have to break their teeth in self-defense, you know, oh well. Also, a lot of the reason guys are hesitant to get involved in like weight training or martial arts is they're afraid that people are going to be rude to them or they're going to like suck at it, things like that. But the reality is that 99% of the people you'll meet doing things like that are just like very excited that you're interested in what they're doing. And if you ask them for advice or for help with something, they're almost definitely going to respond positively, because think about it. Like when you ask someone for help or for advice, you're implicitly complimenting them because you're suggesting that they're competent enough to give you the advice that you need. And everyone likes to feel competent. So yeah, there's usually nothing but nice guys involved with stuff like that. You know, of course, you're going to get a couple dicks, but if you're looking for guys, there's always going to be dicks, you know, so that's important. But also important is that you establish a structured routine in your life. At the very least, you should be going to sleep and waking up at the same time every day, because when you construct this order in your life, it will be easier for you to accomplish what you need to do. You won't be as stressed out about things, and you'll be more productive, and you'll be able to delegate time for working and time for relaxation. And then when you get to relax, it's going to be a lot better. So that's important. Discipline and structure basically go hand in hand. This one doesn't really fit the theme, but I still think it's important. You have to take pride in your appearance, and you have to dress well. You have to put some thought into how you dress. There's nothing masculine about looking bad. A lot of times guys think, well, girls are worried about how they look, and they're girls, so I won't worry about that because I'm a man and I'm epic. And like, that's nonsense. You know, you should put some effort into your appearance, and you don't actually have to break the bank to do that. It really doesn't have anything to do with the brands of the clothing. It's really more about how the clothing actually looks. And I don't know anything about fashion. I actually have one of those clothing subscription services because I like to look nice, but I don't care about the process of that. But I realized I didn't actually have any variety in my wardrobe. So I was like, okay, I'll just pay some metrosexual guy to figure it out for me. So that's what I did.
No one's used the term metrosexual since like 2007.
But I will share my one creation, the Magnum
Metrosexual, aka heterosexual men who groom themselves.
Opus of my fashion career. In the summer, you go to Kohl's, get about 10 plain white t-shirts from Urban Pipeline. They'll run you about $7 if you time it correctly. You wear those under a patterned cotton button down, and you can experiment with the buttons based on the shirt, but never button all of them. That's how you get all the 18-year-old Catholic girls with present fathers. This look right here. I did it once, saw my reflection in the window of a car, and I was like, yeah, this every day. That's the summertime aesthetic. And if you really want to push it, you can wear a minimalist watch as well. But if you do that, you're going to have to prepare for carpal tunnel, because you'll be shaking so many fathers' hands because their daughters will just keep introducing you. It won't stop. If you're not ready for that, then don't listen to me.
This is embarrassing.
Anyways, last one. You should actively try to make yourself less agreeable. Say no when you want to say no. Stand up for yourself. Refuse to apologize unless absolutely necessary. Refuse to lower your voice. Be more than willing to assert yourself when necessary. Any power that the left has is rooted in emotion. You need to assert your power through strength, and they'll submit and they'll lose. You know, I made a resolution for myself a couple years ago, which was that I was never going to lower my voice when discussing anything controversial in a public setting. Like, not that I was going to be loud about it, but I wasn't going to change the volume at which I was already speaking because I was afraid of what other people would think. You know, a large part of taking back the culture is normalizing our ideas within the cultural dialogue. And we can't do that if we're afraid to talk about them. And we can't be effective in general as a cohesive unit if we as individuals are weak. So cut out the bad habits, cut the addictions. I believe in you. We need you. Keep your head up, King. Might not get better, but at the very least, we...
Oh, boy. What comes with the membership? Access to private heck off commie group. Heck off commie newsletter, voting on video topics, early access to merchandise, book recommendations.
His merch is awful.
Yeah, I think we looked at it before. It's like really backhanded racist stuff. He's sold out. Yikerinos.
Go to like the home had images of some of the... Scroll down.
Oh my goodness. You look like a pizza bro? I don't even understand what that is. Is that a Pizzagate joke, or is it just a joke I don't get? Did he literally just take a copyrighted photo of AOC and put it on a shirt with, like, some MS Paint stuff? I'm pretty sure you're not allowed to do that. Oh, John. Someone should maybe let AOC know about this, see if a lawyer could knock that shit off.
Cease and desist.
Man, Elliot Hulse has not been putting out new videos. I wonder what happened to him. Oh, he refused to not go to the gym. I wonder if he caught coronavirus. That'd be hilarious.
Natural selection.
Liberty Hangout.
Apparently it's not copyrighted because it's her official portrait for being a representative.
Is that not copyrighted by the government or anything? That's interesting.
It's not copyrightable.
Okay.
Apparently.
Guess it's fine then. National anthem unites us. Ugh.
Ew, Coach Red Pill.
Someone sent me this video. Let's see what this is all about.
A relic of a bygone era, I guess, no longer the social norm on the progression of relationships. But in previous generations, from a young age, we received direct and not so direct messages that taught us about the evolutionary order of boy-girl relationships that first lead to pair bonding, then marriage, then with the anticipation of children.
A lot of this is sociological, not biological, you fucking idiot.
But from the schoolyards of yesteryear, the song went something like this. A group of boys or a group of girls would taunt their friend with the popular name of a boy or a girl in their school. So it went something like this. Stan and Stacy sitting in a tree, Kissing.
I often get my worldview from the things and memes that fucking kindergartners say. It's really foolproof.
First comes love, then comes marriage, then comes baby in a baby carriage. While simple and very clear, things have changed over the decades, as have attitudes. And nowhere more so than in with the circles of militant third-wave feminism. And this is probably no better exemplified than by the, quote, slut walks, closed quote, which is a transnational protest movement that began in Toronto when an outraged feminist felt the weight of institutional patriarchy crashing into her special snowflake reality when a Toronto police officer suggested that women would avoid dressing like sluts, or women should avoid dressing like sluts.
Because it's putting the victim in the place to try and stop a crime being committed against them, rather than putting the onus on the person committing the crime. Pretty simple.
As a precaution against sexual assault. And what was the response to this advice? Well, basically that for women to show their power, their independence, and her pride, well, they must be associated with her right to not only be an S-word, but act and dress like one, too.
Jesus Christ, you've completely missed the point, dude.
For society in the long run.
Nope.
Just a quick note that I've got some new BPS Felix Rex shirts and gear ready to make your lockdown look coronavirus are both written in.
Oh, wait a minute. Just because I'm dressed this way does not.
Oh, Christ. I'm already annoyed with this guy. Nope. Not today, Satan.
Oh, Liberty, hang out. We have to. Yeah, why are you...
The truth about Tulsa, the rally that, is this just him?
Hey, guys.
Yeah. Let's see what this guy does anyway. This is the, rally where Donald Trump, had his recent rally, which was dangerous, and a bunch of people have gotten coronavirus from it, including Herman Cain.
People really?
Yeah. Herman Cain is one of them. Anyway.
I don't know who Herman Cain is.
The facility, the fire marshal said, holds 19,000 something people, and only 6,000 something people showed up.
So if you watched President Trump's speech from Tulsa, Oklahoma last night, you'll probably have paid close attention to the size of the crowd there. And now that...
Let's take a look, shall we? There's a photo, as you can see, mostly empty. They had plenty of room to social distance. They chose not to. Of course, the Trump campaign uses these pictures because it makes it look full when it was not. Zoomed in and stuff.
That is all that the media is talking about. But what they are not talking about is the truth behind it. You see, the media spent weeks trying to lecture people about why they shouldn't go to this rally because we're in the middle of a pandemic and...
Correct! And people like Herman Cain... Let's take a look, hold on. Tulsa rally... News... Herman Cain, who attended Trump's Tulsa rally, hospitalized with COVID-19. Herman Cain, the former pizza chain executive who ran in the Republican presidential primary in 2012,
Oh, I remember him.
has been hospitalized with COVID-19 less than 2 weeks after attending Trump's campaign rally in Tulsa. Cain, 74, learned that he tested positive for the virus Monday and by Wednesday required hospitalization for his symptoms, but is not on a ventilator, according to a statement on his Twitter account. There's no way of knowing for sure how or where Mr. Cain contracted the coronavirus, but what we do know is he's a fighter who has beaten stage 4 cancer, which has nothing to do with whether or not he's going to be able to survive this. While it is unclear where Cain contracted the disease or how long he had it, Cain was among the several thousand attendees at Trump's Tulsa rally on June 20th, most of whom did not wear masks. Cain, who co-chairs Black Voices for Trump, was pictured maskless and not socially distancing at the event. Cain, who Trump considered as his nominee for the Federal Reserve Chairman, wrote an op-ed about his experience in Tulsa. He described the rally as electric and derided media reports that characterized the rally as a bust. The Trump campaign was forced last minute to shut down an outside overflow viewing party for lack of attendance. The campaign had boasted 1 million ticket requests, but only a little more than 6,000 people filled the arena that can hold 19,000. The atmosphere was electric and the president's words were inspiring, Cain wrote in the Western Journal. He presented a vision for uniting the country, overcoming the remaining effects of the pandemic, and reinvigorating an economy he had going strong before the coronavirus showed up. The coronavirus that ravaged the nation in the spring and forced almost all businesses and activity to halt has flared again recently in states across the country. After the rally, dozens of Secret Service agents and officers who were there were ordered to self-quarantine for 2 weeks. Hours before Trump's rally, it was discovered that 6 advanced staffers, including 2 Secret Service employees, had tested positive for COVID-19. 2 more advanced staffers tested positive after returning to Washington. It's ridiculous. Anita Wu with 100 bits. There's no way to know he got it at the rally. True, but he could also have been the one that gave it to everyone there. Tulsa rally. Oh, go for it. I'm gonna finish in the next half an hour probably anyway.
Bye, chat. I'm gonna go play Skyrim.
You have fun.
I will.
Kill the dragons, and I think you're doing Dragonborn. Kill Mirak.
Yeah. I'm almost there.
Did you do the vampire quest line yet?
No.
Oh, that's tons of fun.
Right now I'm in the middle of destroying, like, the stones. So I've gotten the sunstone and the windstone.
Okay. Well, good luck to you.
Merci beaucoup.
Love you too.
And Trump just wants to get everybody sick. So they tried scaring people away. There's a lot of violence and chaos going on across the country, and the media was trying to paint it that Trump was threatening protesters. So needless to say, not as many people showed up as were expected. But something else that they're not reporting on is that millions upon millions of Trump supporters tuned in to watch his speech live online.
Yeah, it's the internet. A bunch of people watched it just because they hate Trump. Don't get me wrong, but it's not impressive because they said 1 million something people reserved tickets. A lot of it was K-pop stans. Thank you, K-pop stans. But they said this is going to be a packed arena and we're going to have overflow areas outside and we're going to come do a speech for the people outside too because so many people are going to show up, and they ended up canceling the outside speech because they couldn't even fill inside with all the people that were there. The goalpost moving is so blatant it's hilarious. It would be hilarious, I guess, if it wasn't fucking disgusting how obvious it was.
And that's something that you won't hear about on CNN or MSNBC. So let me read you a tweet from Donald Trump's...
Like, if the president gives a speech and it doesn't get, like, 1 million views or whatever online, what the fuck is happening, right?
Communications director, and he said, some facts about the Tulsa rally. 12,000 people made it past protesters through the metal detectors. The lower bowl of the arena holds 9,000 by itself and was full.
Sorry, I believe the fire marshal on this one. The fire marshal said there were around 6,000 people. It's literally their job to keep track of that. So I believe the fire marshal.
12,000 is about 11,990 more than attended Joe Biden's last event.
Because it was a limited small event in which they were social distancing, because Joe Biden, regardless of what you think about him, does recognize the danger of the virus. You idiot.
And over 8.3 million have watched online.
I haven't heard anything about Charisma Saves actually, so I don't know if it is tonight.
8.3 million. You see, the media is going to show you photos like this from the rally yesterday that shows that the upper bowl was not full despite the lower bowl being full. And even if you're a Trump supporter, if you saw these images going around yesterday, you were probably a little disappointed. I know I was very disappointed when I saw it, and it had a lot of us questioning whether President Trump still has the support that we believe he has.
I don't know if President Trump does. I don't, and I'm not going to claim that he does or doesn't because I honestly don't know. But the fact is, I think at minimum it shows that people take the virus more seriously than he does. Because he thought this was going to be full, and you guys all thought it was going to be full because you think no one gives a fuck about this virus. When they do, because guess what? A lot of Trump supporters are elderly people, and elderly people don't want to die. And they're aware of how serious this is. And I'd imagine a lot of them don't like the fact that the president isn't taking it very seriously. In fact, just today, I think I saw an article that said he just said, like, coronavirus is just going to go away. It's fine. And it's like, no, that's not how anything works.
It was disheartening to see those photos, especially when the campaign was saying that there were over 1 million people to have requested tickets. But the truth about it is that 8 million people tuned in to watch his speech online, by far blowing out of the water any other rally that President Trump has ever had before. So while not as many people showed up in person as were expected, tons of people tuned in online to see.
Okay, but like, again, it's the president, and it's free to go on your computer when you're already home and listen to a rally. Tons of people listened to it. I know for a fact there were tons of threads on Reddit, in liberal-leaning subreddits, that were live discussion threads. Not everyone who... You can assume people who show up to a rally in person, unless they're protesters, are on the side of the candidate. Online viewers, you cannot count that way, because he's the president, like it or not, and people are gonna tune in to see what crazy shit he does, because he's fucking bonkers.
See what their president had to say. Real quick, guys, if you want to hear us talk more about these controversial topics that we can't really delve into too much detail about on social media, make sure you sign up right now at libertyhangout.tv, where we go into a lot of detail about these things and talk about a lot of different topics that we know you guys want to hear us talk about, but that we're restricted about discussing here on...
Hold on, I gotta look at this picture that Baha just sent me from out there. Let me switch to this. There's Kiki on the couch, sleeping away. Cute.
On social media, so sign up right now at libertyhangout.tv, where we got
Noodles
a deal
Lolcat
going on until
says
the
me and my
beginning of
family
August.
watched the
So sign up
rally.
right now. We
Trump's
got a
voice
bunch of-
patterns
we
is
already
more
have a bunch of
dementia,
episodes
ADHD
and
than ever.
interviews with a lot of high-profile people. So sign up right there, right now, libertyhangout.tv. So this says a couple of things here. One, it says that people were probably too scared to show up. Now, why were they too scared? One, the media was trying to scare people out of going because they were going to get sick. One American News...
Do you not understand that the coronavirus is a real thing and it's super fucking dangerous? You idiot. People like this man, I wonder, does he know, or is he this ignorant?
Reporter Jack Posobiec, who was there, confirms that the crowd looked a lot younger than it usually does at Trump rallies. So that goes to show a lot of the elderly Trump supporters that usually attend these rallies, they stayed home.
Yes, because of the virus.
They stayed home probably because there's still a pandemic going on, and the media was spooking them into thinking that if they go, they're going to get sick, and everyone they know is going to get sick. So they didn't go. They watched on TV and they watched online. There's also a lot of violence going on across the country, and these protesters are able to continually get whatever they want. They can yank down statues, they can attack people, they can loot stores, burn down businesses, they can attack police and police precincts, and nothing ever happens to them. There's never any consequences.
Have you watched any of the police violence videos from the peaceful protesters in the last month, or you just choose to ignore them because they go against your narrative?
And when people defend themselves, they're the ones who are hauled off to jail. So if you're a Trump supporter, why are you going to want to put yourself in that position?
Thank you for
why are you going
following.
to want to go to a rally knowing that if you're forced into a compromising situation, you're going to be the one that's going to be hauled off to jail? So if you're a Trump supporter, even if you want to go and see your president, you don't want to be put in that situation, especially when you're walking into a city with a mayor who wanted to do everything he can to keep Trump out of Tulsa. So you know that the odds are already stacked against you, but that doesn't mean that President Trump's support is waning. I know that I was very disheartened and disappointed at first when I saw those images. I thought, wow, Trump is losing his base. He's not connecting with his supporters the way he did in 2016. In a number of ways that may still...
Honestly, I think that is somewhat true, because I don't understand if you're a Trump supporter. For one thing, I'm already confused by that, but whatever. What is he supposed to be offering this time that he didn't offer before and fail at? Is he going to say build the wall? Because he's already claimed that he has, even though he hasn't, and it's been ruled that he can't take the money from the defense budget that he wanted to build the wall. Is he going to say make America great again? Well, he already just had a term, right? Like, shouldn't he have already been making it great? What do you mean make America great again? You already were supposed to have done that, right? Like, you haven't gotten anything done except tax cuts for the rich. The economy's in fucking shambles, and it's only being propped up currently by the Fed printing ridiculous amounts of money and giving loans to businesses. Like, I don't understand what he's running on this time. You know what I mean?
Still be true. I don't think that President Trump should have changed the date of the rally. I think that was a big detriment to him. He should have kept it on the
I did see the new shirts being sold by the Trump campaign that looked like the Nazi thing. Yeah, fucked up.
19th. It ruined a lot of people's plans. It ruined our own travel plans. We should have been there yesterday, but we weren't. I wonder how many more people would have been there on the 19th if he didn't change the date. But that doesn't mean his support is waning. 8 million people tuned in to watch it. I'm very curious to see what's going to happen in his next upcoming rallies. He's supposed to be in Florida. He's supposed to be in Arizona. He's supposed to be in North Carolina. So it's going to be very interesting to see what kind of outpouring of support he has there, both online and in person. Something else that
Runefar says, what you don't understand is many Trump supporters literally think everything he has done has been successful. I know this from friends who are Trump supporters. They literally don't think he has ever done a failure. But, like, what do they think he's accomplished? I don't understand. Like, what has he done? He banned trans people from the military, okay? And what has he done?
We have to mention too is that a lot of people, a lot of liberals online were trying to reserve tickets and trick the Trump campaign into thinking that more people were interested in going than actually were.
Please, a moment for all the K-pop stans who made this possible. Thank you, K-pop stans. Keep it up.
And something that's really interesting and kind of disturbing is that Democratic Congresswoman Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez put out a tweet yesterday. She was responding to Trump's campaign manager, Brad Parscale, and he said, actually, you just got rocked by teens on TikTok who flooded the Trump campaign with fake ticket reservations and tricked you into believing 1 million people wanted your white super sauce open mic enough to pack an arena during the virus. Shout out to Zoomers, y'all make me so proud. So here you have an elected official admitting to, election interference and...
Election interference? Oh no! K-pop fans have made us think more people were coming to our rally than actually did. Come on.
Using TikTok to be able to trick the Trump campaign into thinking that there are more people that want to go than actually wanted to. But here's another tweet that Matt Schlapp, he runs the ACU, which hosts CPAC every year. He tweeted earlier today, really bummed my mom, sister, and nephew canceled their trip to the Tulsa rally at the last minute due to all the concerns of violence. Clearly good people are worried about safety. It's beyond time for America to think about who will reestablish security in our neighborhoods.
That's fascist as fuck.
So there you go. You have people admitting that they did not go to this because they were afraid of violence. There's a number of factors for why the crowd wasn't as big as we thought it was going to be. You had a virus going on. You had the media warning people that they were going to be sick if they went.
And many people have fallen ill. It's good that the media was reporting that because it was the truth.
You had threats of violence. And then you had Democratic politicians...
This video is raw cope. It's hilarious.
...admitting and cheering on people that were interfering in the election and requesting tickets by the hundreds of thousands. So there you go. A lot of different reasons for why the arena looked the way it did. But that doesn't mean anything in regards to Trump's success with his campaign. There's my cat. But what I want to know is... instead of looking at the support for Donald Trump, they don't want to address the support that Joe Biden has right now. Where's the Biden rallies? Where's he? He just had an event and there were probably 10 people there sitting about 10 feet apart from each other. So where's Joe Biden?
It was specifically because it was a small-sized thing because of the virus, you moron. I cannot watch this on stream because the whole, I'm not even going to say it. Twitch banned Twitch suspended Donald Trump's account because of some of the shit he said during the Tulsa rally. I can't play footage of it because he was suspended for it. So of course I could get suspended if I play it.
Where's his rallies? Where is his support? They want to show you Trump's rallies, and they don't want to talk about their own candidate. That's important. Let's start flipping the script. Let's start asking, where is Joe Biden? Where are his supporters? Because guess what? They don't exist right now.
Go to Liberty Hangout.
I mean, he's ahead in all the polls, so like, you do you, bro. Combat Tech Sport says no one is voting for Biden. People are voting against Trump, which is something they should understand, given they used the same strategy against Clinton. Yeah. Yep, I'm voting for Biden. Because even though I disagree with Biden on a great many things, he is the better of the two choices. It's the truth, and I don't know what's going to happen with 4 more years of Trump. I think it would be awful. I think it would be so much worse. And on top of that, Ruth Bader Ginsburg is going to die like yesterday. Okay? We cannot have a Supreme Court packed with right-wing ideologues for the next 30 years. It'll be fucking awful. Please, people, if you don't like Joe Biden, just go to the polls and understand that if you're voting for Joe Biden, you're making sure that the Supreme Court doesn't undo Roe v. Wade and other important decisions like Obergefell v. Hodges, which made gay marriage legal everywhere. Like, please, please.
Hey folks, Schneider here. I'm reminiscing. I'm on a road here. I believe it's called Carlisle Canyon Road, just off of Deck.
By the way, everyone, you can... Hold on, let me... This is my YouTube archive channel where I post all of my streams. So if you haven't already, subscribe there so you can catch my streams if you miss them live. Of course, they remain on Twitch for 14 days after I stream, but after that they disappear forever, except I export them to YouTube, where they will live in infamy for all of time, or at least until Google shits the bed and closes as a company. So, subscribe there. Let's see what else we got going on. Trying to find interesting stuff to watch.
This is not the end, this is not the beginning. Just a voice like a riot rocking every revision. But you listen to the tone and the violent rhythm and know the words sound steady, so empty. Then I'ma say yeah. My fist flying up in the air. Like we're holding on to something that's invisible there. Cause we're living at the mercy of the pain and the fear. And let it all disappear. Yeah. What's left with
Anyone else watch Darren Brown? Darren Brown's interesting. I think here's the thing. Darren Brown is full of shit, but that's because I don't necessarily think hypnotism is real. So, I find him interesting, though. I watch Darren Brown in the same way I like to watch, or that some people like to watch ghost shows. Like, it's bullshit, but it's entertaining at minimum, you know?
Michael, it's me, Pam. Pam! Pam. Michael, Dwight is eating all of the paper. It's a precautionary measure.
Thank you, Lyndon02, for following.
Pam, can you not see that I'm on a very important call with business executives right now? Come on, Michael. That's what she said. Look, Michael, now he's licking it. That's what she said. No. Dwight has been tasting the paper to make sure there isn't anything wrong with it. So I laced some of it with the world's deadliest poison. Oh my gosh, everybody stay calm, everybody stay calm. Michael. At first I was afraid.
Angela.
Oh my goodness, Dwight, are you gonna be okay?
Take care of my beat farm.
Oh wow, that's crazy, right? What's up? I'm Ryan. I'm the temp, and I'm hot as shit. One day, I'm gonna run this stupid company, and nothing is gonna go wrong. Haha, Jim, that was so funny. My boyfriend thinks it's funny. Haha, my girlfriend also thinks it's funny. I love you. I love you. Sorry, I'm seeing someone. Psych. Aww, hey guys, it's me, Toby. Toby, shut the frick up. How's my favorite branch? Yeah, this is my branch now. Ryan, come over here and kiss me right now. I'll be there in a second. Everything's going great. FBI, open up! Oh man, they locked up Ryan? Well, I mean, as long as they didn't find my drug stash. All right, everybody, meeting time. Oh, I thought you said meat time. Okay, Kevin. All right, everybody, since it is Pride Month, we're gonna have Oscar come up here and help me do a presentation. Okay. And by presentation, I meant demonstration. All right, cool. So that's a wrap, right?
No, man. You got 3 more seasons.
All right, guys. My contract with the show is up, so we're gonna write it in that I'm gonna go get married to my wife. Jan? Nope. Carol? Nope. My mom? Nope. Holly? Yep. Okay, bye. Hopefully the show won't suck without me. Am I right?
Oh my god, Jenny Nichols. I didn't see she did a Land Before Time video. I don't know. I don't know what to watch. Let's see what some of you guys sent.
This record is in honor of George Floyd, and I really hope we can see more unity and more peace when already things are so difficult. So, shout out to his family. I have a dream.
Yes. 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 Mouth ASMR. Ernest in the army? I don't know. I think that's it. I think that's gonna be it. That was actually relatively good ASMR. Well, thank you. Maybe I'll start an ASMR channel. Alright, everyone. Thank you. I haven't heard anything about Charisma Saves. So I have no idea. I'm guessing no, though. Because Jake's been busy this week. He's apparently going to be leaving his job because he thought it was going to be a one-day-a-week thing, but now it's, like, turning into, like, a whole thing. So, I don't know. Anyway, thanks everyone for coming to the stream. I'll be back tomorrow for more. I'm not sure what I'm going to be covering tomorrow. If you have any videos for me that you want me to cover tomorrow, tweet them at me at Hannah Reloaded. Once again, here is the link to the YouTube channel if you want to get past streams. Of course, you can always catch me on Hannah and Jake on YouTube as well. Other than that, yes, chat is valid. Chat's wonderful. I'll see you guys next time.